All right. Hey, it's Comic Artist Pro Secrets. My name is Ethan Van Sciver. How are you guys? We get some people in here. We've got 0 viewers right now. That's a good number to start out at. That's hard to say. Start out at. But hopefully you build from there. You want to build up from 0. Hi everyone. It's 2 in the morning here. It's 2 a.m. It is bedtime. I know. I'm up working. I just wanted to say hi to you guys. Hey Momo, how you doing? Happy New Year, Uncle Ethan. Same to you. Uh yeah, Gil Rivera says, what's up? Hello, Lama Gigante, Chauncey Blakey. Hello, Papa Kanisu. Uh
Hey,
Hi
Ethan,
everyone.
there.
Yeah, hey, what's going on, Narwhal?
It's going good. Hey, Doug's stream, it just went 8 hours and got kicked off YouTube for hitting the exact 8 hour mark. It's kind of
Is
funny.
that right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that guy is doing long live streams. I think he's just like turning on the camera so that so that people can watch him ink. I don't know how
Yeah.
interesting that is to people. But then he wants to have conversations. I'm not really sure that I want to have conversations with people. Oh, I'm not so sure I want to have conversations with people while I draw like Doug does. I mean,
Man.
that's a hard thing to do, Doug. I don't know how you balance that, and then you do it for like 8 hours at a time.
I just did an 8 hour show.
Oh my
I
god,
Ethan, I rang the bell and they cut me off. That's awesome.
I can't believe it, man.
Oh
Well,
man.
what's the purpose of doing 8 hour streams? Like, is it Well, first of all, are you monetized?
Yeah.
You're making super chat money. I mean,
Barely. It's not, dude. It's like
what's it for? Like,
it's
you
50
want to
bucks.
interact with people?
It is. I think the social side of it keeps me at my art table. It really does help.
Yeah.
It's bad for concentration, man. If you've got like high perspective and you start engaging both hemispheres of the brain, you're in trouble. If it's just doing human anatomy and you turn your brain off and you know what you're doing with kind of cartooning and having fun, it's fine for keeping you company. I got Elliot Fernandez. I've got Ellis. I've got great Nick Ricada was on. Narwhal here was on. I've had Bryce on.
Antonio's on right now. Hi,
Antonio.
What's going on, man? Happened to sneak out of work a little early tonight, so I was like, all right.
Sneaky. But I get it, Ethan, on stuff that's like intense, or I'm afraid I'm going to draw bad, or I need to pull out a bunch of reference in front of me, and I don't want to have people watching me stare at reference to draw stuff. I don't do that in public in general.
Yeah, I find it difficult. I mean, here's the thing: the stuff that I could do while I spoke to people, the kind of drawing that I could do would be incredibly boring to watch.
Yeah.
The stuff that might be entertaining, I'll turn on I haven't done it in a while, but turn on a time lapse camera and just let it run. Let people watch the drawing come together really quickly. It's a lot less
posting
boring.
videos and you're gaining subscribers. If you're doing live chats with all of us and you're losing subscribers,
yeah,
that kind of tells the whole story.
Yeah. That's
I'm barely here. I'm about to go to bed, so I'm not going to be on your show for long. But I'm just popping in to say hi.
I love the black and white. You know what? They really are right about you. They're right when they say that you do kind of resemble that scene from Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
When you do that, have you seen it now? Have you seen the scene from Twin Peaks?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you agree with it? Are you kind of like, yeah, I'm cool with looking like evil Abraham Lincoln?
Ethan, we talk about the most messed up stuff on my show. It is
really
it's like half present the gospel and half, like, if that doesn't chase off the backers, then talking about, like, I don't know, we just talk about everything. It's awful marketing what I'm doing. It's terrible marketing what I'm doing.
I'm kind of getting interested in starting to do research on conspiracy stuff. Watching.
Don't go down that hole, Ethan.
Oh, I have to. I was listening to Diversity in Comics talk about how his friend's obsessed with conspiracy videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
About how the pyramids are like a rocket ship and
oh no,
kind of stuff. Like everything's about alien intervention.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to know that stuff too. Like
don't go down that hole, buddy. It makes too much sense.
Really?
You start watching the faked moon landing videos.
Yeah, that's
You'll be
stuff's
drawing
fun.
the eye on your forehead.
Hey, Melissa Harris in the chat. Thank you so much. Huge fan of your Blackest Night you did at DC. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know. I dig that stuff, and you know, some of the conspiracy, you know, for me, like becoming a Republican
Yeah.
was so much about the JFK assassination.
Yeah.
And yeah, that and
Wait,
Joe.
make that tie for me. Where's the tie to JFK assassination in
Oh,
between?
well, I'll tell you. Like, I remember when the Oliver Stone movie came out. I
I
was about
loved it.
16
JFK, I
years
loved
old.
it.
It's one of my favorite movies. I have the autographed poster on the wall. I've
Very
watched
good.
it 100 times,
Yeah.
and it really was kind of uh the keystone. What's the word I'm looking for? Is it keystone?
Cornerstone, the turning
Corners.
point,
Yeah, it kind
the
of.
crux.
I watched that movie, and all of the liberals that I knew believed all of it. I mean, it's like they believed it. And I watched it and I said, this is fascinating. Okay. When I was old enough to understand it and really place it within a historical context, this is fascinating. And I wanted to talk to people who were there. You know, I want to talk to people, well, not who were there, but people who were alive then.
Yeah.
My parents, their friends, everyone.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk. What was it like? And what do you think? Like, who did it? And oh, we don't know. Well, watching the JFK movie, like I thought, if this is true, like if any of it is true, like I really have to rethink about how I feel about being an American citizen. Like this
That's right.
isn't, it's intolerable. And then I saw these History Channel documentaries called "The Men Who Killed Kennedy" that were even more eye-opening. It was just like, if again, this is crazy. What happened? It's so involving. It's so intriguing. It's a murder mystery, and there are all these pieces to it, and you're like, who did it? And I spent, oh man, I spent from 1999 to about 2003
Oh
reading,
man, way too much time. But go ahead.
reading everything, reading the Warren Commission report, watching all the documentaries I could get my hands on because I needed to know for sure, what happened. And then it suddenly hit me, like it slowly dawned on me. It didn't suddenly hit me. Lee Harvey Oswald did it. Everything in the Warren Commission's almost exactly right. There's one little error in the Warren Commission is they get the order of the shots wrong. But other than that, like it's all true. And
so there's no mystery wrapped in an enigma.
no. Well, I mean, there's some interesting stuff. If you look at anything too closely, questions arise. But no, it's all true. And then I started to look at the people who made the documentaries I'd watched and the books I'd read. I was like, fucking liars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're NPCs.
Yeah, I was like, all right, so these people, they're in business to lie. And then I was like, why are they lying? Oh, well, and from a historical, as the world started to come together and I started to become an adult and started to kind of understand that like these people are invested in continuing a lie about the JFK assassination because it's the ultimate cognitive dissonance for them. The JFK, who was a good liberal democratic president, was assassinated by a communist, by a Marxist. That doesn't make any goddamn sense to them because they don't understand communism. They don't understand Marxism.
They're also pro-communist and pro-Marxist, so it can't be that.
Absolutely. Mary Vidal says, I got off Twitter for this. Show your boobs. You don't want to see that. But this is the thing. So Lee Harvey Oswald, and the other thing about Lee Harvey Oswald is he is like I did a lot of reading about Lee Harvey Oswald. I wanted to know who he was. And I've met 1,000 Lee Harvey Oswalds in comics. I've met so many people who are just like this guy, impoverished, angry, victim of the Dunning-Kruger effect. And just like on the borderline, like just on the fringes of society and capable of such political anger and hatred. All of these NPCs, all of these SJWs that you meet and interact with today are no different than Lee Harvey Oswald.
There's 1,000 Lee Harvey Oswalds walking around right now.
Absolutely.
That's a scary thought.
Absolutely. And see, he was an aberration in 1963, but he is the norm today. And Lee Harvey Oswald only came about, Lee Harvey Oswald started his trek towards becoming a political assassin when in the 1950s, he was walking around New York City. He was in New York City at the time. He's kind of a truant. His mom moved around. And
he saw a black guy.
No, he saw some far left wing communist agitators on the street who were handing out pamphlets about the Rosenbergs and how the
there we go. Here
Rosenberg.
come the Jews.
So no.
Oh boy.
The Rosenbergs were being railroaded. They were falsely accused by the government. These were just good communist idealists.
Yeah.
Those were the pamphlets that he read.
Yeah.
And at the age of 15, it
Those
was
were the ones that the McCarthy went after, right? And they actually were guilty.
well, McCarthy didn't go after the Rosenbergs.
Okay.
That was actually Roy Cohn who went after the Rosenbergs, independent of McCarthy.
Okay.
But absolutely. And actually,
They
Richard
were
Nixon,
guilty, right?
Yes, they were. Well, he was. She wasn't.
I heard he liked gerbils.
Who?
Roy Cohn.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure. He was gay, but I don't think he liked gerbils. I think everyone says that people who are gay.
We're not extending that to gerbilism. We would
No, we're not. No, I'm just saying that's where rumors like that comes from. But in any case, yeah. So this guy goes out and he gets this like agitprop propaganda, and it changes his whole life. And he's angry. No father. Okay, no father.
Yeah, guilty, automatic guilty. Okay.
Yeah. Single mother who is selfish and a scam artist.
Guilty. Okay.
Yeah. So that's who Lee Harvey Oswald was. Now I run into this guy. I feel like I know him. I feel like because I've read so much about him, I feel like I know who he is.
Sirhan who killed Lee Harvey Oswald? Was that Sirhan?
He
killed?
I thought it was Bobby Kennedy.
Oh, he did Bobby Kennedy.
Yeah, he killed Bobby Kennedy.
Yeah.
Different situation there. That had something to do with
Yeah,
Palestine.
I thought just doing the world a favor, like wiping out Kennedys.
Oh, come on,
man.
Oh.
I could have too much wild turkey.
That's why I was like, whoa, we got drunk, Doug. Okay.
Yeah,
no, we love
I might be telling a little too much of the truth right now.
Oh, but you're thinking. Oh, but you were thinking of Jack Ruby. You're like Jack Ruby.
Yeah, Jack Ruby's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah. He was no different. Jack Ruby.
Was everyone just walking around blowing people away back then, or what? Like, what happened? It was like it turned into like the good, the bad, and the ugly suddenly.
That's what they were saying then. They, Americans, these poor Americans. And by the way, Democrats, I mean, they really did a number on America over the Kennedy assassination. They turned the blame inward. They did everything that they could to disguise the fact that JFK was a victim of the Cold War. Yeah. That's what he was. I mean, if you really look at that, simple fact was these people, wanted Russia to catch up with the United States and just keep the Cold War going. And they never thought, they thought the Soviet Union was ultimately a good. They were misunderstood, and then suddenly you just see, a Marxist, somebody who used to live in the Soviet Union. For a short period of time, actually assassinate their president. He's a victim of the Cold War. And, they had to hide that somehow. So they blamed America. They said, this murder, we all killed. Look at the Rolling Stones. Who killed the Kennedys? You and me. It's like, no, Lee Harvey Oswald and Sirhan did. You dig it.
And he died, but he was also getting blowjobs from his interns. So,
who?
I mean, Kennedy.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Marilyn was a whore. Show us your boobs.
Yeah, he was totally he was like the first Clinton.
Yeah, I think he was classier than the Clintons, though. Kennedy was a celebrity. He was a movie star.
Yeah, he was like the Godfather. He maintained a family. He could maintain the front a little better than the Clintons could.
Yeah. Well, Bill was just like nobody. Here's the thing: like the women didn't want to sleep with Bill. You know what I mean? I really don't think that like women looked at him and said, "Yeah, I want to bang Bill Clinton."
Monica wanted it.
Today, all the Democrats want to sleep with Kennedy.
Yeah. Like he got his pick, and they were happy to do it. So that was the difference.
Sure. Bill was like a tasteless, classless, less James Bond Kennedy.
Yeah, just a big hillbilly. Hey, what's up, Narwhal?
I heard Kennedy gave a speech about watch out for secret societies right before he got murdered. Is that fake news? Did you read anything about that?
I haven't heard about that.
You might be thinking of Eisenhower, who said, watch out for the military-industrial complex. That was his. That was his farewell.
Okay.
Huh?
Secret societies, they're always talking about the Masons when they talk about the secret society, though. They're not talking-
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Watch out for Comics Gate. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that secret society is awesome. I think all of us would warn against that one.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I've never, I saw Bill Clinton actually say, and I think he meant it too. I don't think he was just pandering, but I might be wrong. He actually said early on in his presidency, now that I'm able to, I'm going to investigate Area 51, and I'm going to let you know.
No, that was Trump. That was Trump.
No, Trump might have said it too, but it was Clinton first. I remember Bill
Really?
Clinton saying that. Yeah, he's
Then
like,
why
now.
would Trump have even more digging to do with releasing the Area 51 files? Well, that was Trump. Man, I'm really slurring my words. Oh man, I'm so embarrassed right now.
I don't think you're slurring. I didn't even know you were drunk. Antonio sussed it out. I wouldn't know.
No,
Dude,
because
you
I
should
can
have seen-
tell. I've been on a few streams with Doug, and I know how he normally, he can be a little brash and everything, but he tries to be pretty gentle, and he talks
Wow.
about loving everybody. And then he has a few drinks, and then he just starts saying like the foulest shit.
That's
And I-
That foulness is the truth coming out.
Mm.
That's the true me.
Well,
Cecil drunk. Were you on the Cecil drunk stream?
I've been in every.
I've
Well,
been
I
on
mean,
a
every
bunch.
stream I've had with Cecil, he's been drunk. So
No, this was slobbering drunk Cecil.
really,
A week ago.
Oh, that's the one he was talking about taking down. And
Yeah,
stuff.
he will not put this video up.
Yeah.
It's the best video I've ever heard.
Everybody was talking about that. Well,
Wow.
okay.
He
Yeah.
was slobbering drunk, and I mean, he would repeat himself. Ethan, he would tell a story, and then like 30 seconds later, tell the same story as if it was the first time.
I was there. That was on Cecil's. Well, it might have been a different occasion.
It was
but
on Cecil's. He did it 5 times in a row.
Oh my god, it was so annoying. I had to leave. Well, he had, I mean, yeah, I had to leave. When Cecil goes too far, it's like, what are we doing here?
I'm trying to convince him to put it up because I'm playing the card of Cecil. It's really funny if you degrade yourself in public. I'm trying that one.
Yeah, I
He's
don't
not
know.
buying it so far. I'm trying really hard.
Yeah. Noir24 says you were there, Ethan, but you left. Yeah, I did. I was like, I'm gonna leave before Cecil actually messes his own pants. Like, I can't. Like, at this point, like that's gonna happen. Like,
I think he said the word rape 23 times.
Oh,
on that episode.
wow.
Oh yeah. Get me out of there.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
funny.
It was good. It was good.
oh.
It's just funny to watch Cecil have some level of introspection and marketing going like, I don't know if I want to put that thing out, Doug. Going,
Yeah.
Cecil, put that thing out. He's like, I don't know. He's all conservative suddenly.
So like Nick Cage and Leaving Las Vegas. It's
Yeah.
like that kind of deal. Oh, that's not good.
He's all introspective.
I listened to some of that one, but it went on for so long. I only heard the beginning or like the middle. And you were there, Ethan, and you guys were talking about cocaine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was asking Cecil if he'd ever done cocaine because like,
Yeah, and he gives off a string of like 5 other drugs I'd never even heard of. He's going, I'd rather do these. And
Yeah.
he names them off like it's just like a household product.
Yeah, I'm Mormon. Like, I haven't done anything fun. Like, I tried marijuana once or twice. One time it was pretty good. The other time I couldn't get it to work.
Yeah.
So, I haven't done anything other than that. And really, that's just the way my life is. So, but I look at cocaine and I'm like, not only does it look cool, like I shouldn't say this. It's stupid.
But can you imagine snorting it, Ethan? How could you?
I don't want to snort it.
You
I don't
never
wanna put it
get
up my
that
nose.
stuff up your nose like a full blown line.
But here's the thing, the feeling, what I understand about it is that it makes you feel like you're God Almighty and you can do no wrong and you've got all this energy to get stuff done. Now, I don't know if you look like a buffoon to people outside of you, but I'm just saying on the inside, that would be a pretty good feeling to have. I can get that when I'm drinking wine. I feel like I'm awesome when I'm drinking red wine.
Cocaine
but if
just
you get like $1 million, I'm sorry, Narwhal, but if you get up to like $1 million on the next Cyber Frog, you will do a line of coke.
No, I won't.
Declare yourself God.
No, I will not. Narwhal, what's up?
cocaine just makes you pitch app ideas to people. Like,
That explains a few things. Caffeinated Comic Books for $5 says, but a humble tadpole class comic YouTuber uncle, but I love you guys and hope to jump into your stream someday soon and join the conversation. Well, I mean, let's get to know you, and absolutely, like this channel is my home, and I let people come in and sit on the sofa.
If you're entertaining, right, Ethan, why would you keep someone off your show?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Look at these people now. They think I do. Isn't your nose too big for cocaine? Says Rob Patriot. That is a thought. What if I accidentally like overdose just because of the size of my nose?
Ethan's size, it's like if he tried to snort one line, it's always going to be 2 lines.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll take all the lines at once. I'd be the worst at a party. Like, Ethan, you just snorted $1,200 worth of cocaine.
Hey, easy, 1 line, man. 1 line, Mormon. Let this other Mormon have another line.
Yeah, that stuff's bad news. My brother lost his house over all that mess, man.
I'm not doing it. Believe me.
No.
Yeah. Listen, I don't. And here's the thing.
Let all the children screw around with pot. Okay, pot's like for all the little newbies, little kids. Get on your pot. Okay.
Yeah, it only worked on me once, and it was because a convention promoter brought me down.
Wait, which convention?
I'm not telling you.
Besides
Margaret
Comic-Con?
Miracle saying, Ethan, stop. Okay, look. All right, look. Convention promoter brought me down, and he gave me some. Like he sold it.
Emerald City.
I'm not saying,
but probably Emerald City.
But it was really good. It was really, really good. It worked, and that was the only other time. So other than that,
he helped you out. That's a bro.
I guess.
Did he touch you in a bad place?
No.
Did you wake up with like Vaseline all over your legs and your pants or anything?
No. I was not alone. I was, no. Look at everybody. Everybody's upset. All right, look. The point of this is that I don't do drugs. And by the way, I rarely drink. I haven't. You guys are able to drink. I'm up drawing, man. I drew today. I spent the whole day drawing a girl drowning in honey. Like, do you want to see this?
Yeah.
It's horrible. Andrea came down here like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, I have to draw this, don't I? And she's like, I don't know if you do or not.
It's a woman drowning in honey, for kids.
Yeah, look at this.
Oh, wow. Ethan, do you do sound effects when you draw her? Do you go like,
yeah. And then
that's like gore porn. Wait, look at that. Look at all those little tendrils of the what is that?
It's honey.
Kiro transparency they put on them, the snot in the movies. I'm saying the Kiro jelly they use.
Well, I was concerned that it was going to look like any other fluid. That was my concern.
I feel like I'm looking at a brazzers, the end of a brazier.
No.
I just watched that movie actually. I was like, that looks very familiar.
Yeah,
this is like a compilation I've seen before.
Yeah.
No, I hopefully it doesn't look like that. Like I really worked hard to make it look like it.
You're gonna color it yellow, like a golden yellow. It's gonna
the color will fix it too. Honestly,
it's gonna look great colored. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. What's going in the other panels that go before it?
The proboscis gets withdrawn from her, and she kind of leans over like, and then she puts her head up.
Is this book gonna be gross?
Yeah.
I saw a lot of your like guy getting skin. I'm going, is this gonna be gross?
Yeah, this.
There's a subgenre. It's called body horror, and it's good, but it's like Cronenberg style.
Yeah, Ethan, are you going full Cronenberg?
No, hold on. Edwin Boyette says Nancy Reagan and Mr. T taught me to just say no to drugs and degenerate Doug. Yeah, me too. I'm not. I talk aloud. I think about things, but I don't.
If your life is screwed into the ground, always listen to Edwin Boyette. I'm just saying.
My life isn't. My life's too good. I'm not interested in supplementing it with anything.
You have some indulgences left for some coke or some pot. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Dennis says your subscribers are drug using losers. Not all of them. I mean, some of them probably, but not all of them. And
they couldn't afford to back you if they were that jacked on drugs.
Oh, of course, yeah.
What about just doing it in old age? Like when you hit 80, you'd be like, all right, first thing I'm gonna do is meth. I'm gonna go out in style.
Meth would be the first thing that you do. I've had this conversation before about once you get too old, you might as well just do all the stuff that you're too smart to do when you were a kid. That is, if you were too smart to do it when you were a kid.
That's the problem. When you're that old, you're so wise, you won't do something that dumb. It's like going, I'll get ear gauges when I'm 90 years old. It's like
it's 90 not
year
dumb when you're 80. When you're 80, aren't you in pain all the time? You might as well. I mean,
You will, but by then you have like the jolly joy of your great grandchildren sitting around you.
Yeah. Everyone's mad at the conversation.
Oh, man, sorry. I keep driving it old.
I can't. Celtic Dave says this is getting weird even for an EVS show. I know, guys. I know. Yeah, world's most humble man.
Okay, I'm
Black,
sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Let's talk about Star Wars.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love talking about Star Wars. There's nothing to talk about right now. They're trying to kick around what the title is, and nobody knows. These people
I
have these
know. That's the
ideas.
thing is like it's clickbait. No one knows.
Yeah.
Period.
I mean, I was going to do a video about like how everybody's guessing what the title is, but it just seemed
You
pointless.
can just make fun of them for guessing. Okay, that's
Yeah,
the content.
I made a good video today. I bet, I was sitting there like, what am I going to do? I got to do a video today. And it's got to be kind of quick because I'm working. So I got to do a quick video.
Yeah.
And then Andrea comes downstairs and it's Sunday. There's no mail delivery today. And she's got a whole thing of Captain Marvel toys that I ordered. And I was just like, oh, all right, cool.
Oh, so, Captain Marvel. Yeah, we like male superheroes. Tell me about the male Captain Marvel.
No, it's not male. It's female. It's
what?
It's Brie Larson. Yeah, she's
Captain Marvel become
no.
a
She
girl?
said she has no use for white males. She hates white males.
Yeah.
By the way, Donut Swan says JFK. The word secrecy is repugnant. The very word secrecy is repugnant. Did JFK say that? Mark C says, driving from Baton Rouge to Washington, D.C. Thank you for the late night stream. You guys are my earworm. Well, that's why we do it. I got off of another stream earlier today. I don't know if anyone here saw it. But yeah, I was on another stream with a bunch of guys, like the guys who kind of split off of I guess Comicsgate is like in branches now.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make sense.
It's like the 12 tribes of Judah separating out. There's 12 tribes now. Okay.
Yeah, like they were just like upset. They had accusations, and this guy was going to do a live stream.
It's already a good start to a show.
It was honestly, here's my thing about YouTube. Like, YouTube should be good radio. Like, if you can't make people like intrigued as they listen, like even if they're cringing, you want them to still want to listen. You don't want to bore them. So this guy's going to do a stream where he's going to accuse me of stuff, and I'm like, well, and he wants me on there. I think he wants me on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go on. Of course I am.
Yeah.
Let me hear the accusations.
Yeah, bring it.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about it is it's better I think you feel more confident in your position and ready to hear accusations when you know none of them, like they're all baseless.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I'll listen to these guys.
Yeah. You just came in the room, Ethan. We got some accusations.
Oh, hold on a second. Donut Swan for $2 says, Ethan, did you see Lucasfilm put a trademark on Moloch? That's disgusting. But yeah, they did because it was a character from Solo. These people are degenerates. The Buzz JC says, title episode 9, The Disappointing Bookend. Oh, that might be it. Yeah, I heard it was called Son of Darkness, which I really hope, because I'm going to make t-shirts that say the soy of Dorkness, and they're going to sell a cajillion. So we'll see. Oh yeah, did anybody from the stream come in? No, all right. So this guy, I'm not going to even say any names, but had a nice stream, and I went over there.
But his name is Bill.
Yeah. His name was not Bill. I don't know if his name is Bill. It might be. But yeah, everybody has their code names up, and you want to be careful. People who prize their anonymity.
Yeah.
Ethan
and I would never use our real names. I mean, these are not our real names. So don't be nuts.
Yeah, my real name is John Smith, but I really feel like that narrows me down, so I changed it to Ethan Van Sciver.
My real name is John Malin. So send your hate mail.
Oh, Max Rebo is here for $1.99 donation. Max Rebo was in the chat. And then after I left, he went on and he fought he argued with like 6 guys in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
6 on 1. That's what Comicsgate needs. Get used to that.
He did a good job. I mean, he did a good job. Gojirify says, hey guys, good to see you all. Good to see you too. War Eagle Jeremy, aka Edward Coleman, says $2 for some cocaine. Well, I'm not going to spend it on cocaine, so but
he's on meth.
Yeah, I'm not even into that. Like I really like red wine. That's what I like. And I wish I could drink some, but there's no opportunity. When I'm drunk, when I'm even buzzed, I can't draw at all, except for fun. I drew the new soy boy today. This is very, very, very important. This is something that we do on a live stream. Okay. Hold on.
The evolution of soy boy.
Yeah, well, it's not an evolution of soy boy. It's just that there are certain kinds of soy boys. Now, the first one that everybody knows, my original soy boy sketch. My original soy boy sketch is called the Will Wheaton clone.
Yeah.
So I'd say about 75% of soy boys look like Will Wheaton clones.
True.
Okay, but there's a new kind of soy boy that exists out there, and I can name a couple of them. But I won't right now. You guys can draw your own conclusions. This kind of soy boy, and by the way, Diversity in Comics, your boy Zach, he actually wrote to me and said, "Oh my God, dude, you're so good at this, and you are dead on right."
Yeah.
New soy boy is called Bearded Egg. All right. Now, I don't know how many bearded eggs you know, but they all have this look on them. Okay. They're bald and fat. They have round heads.
Hey.
And their beards are like, oh, Antonio, I'm so sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bryce.
We didn't
out you on this show, but
Yeah,
look at Narwhal too. Narwhal's not too far off. Look at that monkey there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're my friend.
There's a lot of those in Portland.
Okay, yeah.
Don't worry, he's not black, Bryce. It's cool.
No, they're white guys. These are not black guys. These are all white guys.
They got revitiligo.
You're cleared.
They're white male feminists. All of them. Okay, that's what a soy boy is. I've never met a black soy boy. I hope I never do. I wouldn't even know.
Yeah. I've met a few of them.
Yeah, that guy right there, that's if you submit an article to Kotaku, that's who you're submitting it to right there.
Okay, so this is soy boy number 2. So we have 3 types of soy boys, but the third one I haven't drawn yet because Zach actually determined what the third kind of soy boy is. And I have to get more information from him about it. But this is Bearded Egg. Chris Sabella, Bearded Egg. He's one of them. The guy who made the Comicsgate is Hate Pin, Bearded Egg. They all look like this. They all look like this, and they're out there cursing at Comicsgate. So Bearded Egg. Now, the third kind, let me turn the camera off here. Third kind of soy boy.
Yeah, this is a Spielberg movie, Bearded Egg of the Third Kind, Soy Boy of the Third Kind. Okay.
Soy boy of the third kind. All right, so the third kind of bearded egg, third kind of soy boy is something that your boy Zach has determined. It is called Caveman the Librarian.
This is too good. I don't need to see a visual, and I'm already my head's
Caveman the Librarian. So. And I got to get with him so that we can actually. I'm hoping he will. I'm hoping that he'll give me a rough idea.
Yeah.
By giving me a couple examples, like real life examples of these guys. And by the way, when I name names, I name them because these guys talk crap about us constantly. We might as well sum them up and just put them in a little. Well, they like to. You know what? Like these guys like to. Label people and put them in groups, and I will too. This is my version of a grievance hierarchy. All of you guys belong in boxes because you're all the same.
Caveman the Librarian.
Caveman the Librarian is basically a brutish chunk, like a chunk style of a soy boy who dresses smart. Okay, so like he's got his forehead is only 2 inches tall, like it's got a sloping, tiny forehead, big, thick nose, a big dummy, and yet he's wearing problem glasses.
Yeah.
And he's a hipster. So that's Conan the Librarian. I mean, Caveman.
Soy boy, Caveman the Librarian. He looks like he's got like it's like pseudo ruggedism, right? There's a ruggedism going on with him, like he lives in a cave, but he's got the problematic glasses.
Yeah. Wait, let me just get Zach's version.
So he's unwashed, half cheesy beard.
Yeah.
Compensating his manhood, looking brutal, like he lives in a cave. He probably lives under a bridge. Probably lives in a shelter. Maybe live in a hostel.
All right, here's what he said. Here's a quote from Zach. He said, "The ones that don't look like bearded eggs look like caveman librarians. really low hairlines, and small foreheads with bushy hair like a yak.
Yeah. Yeah, correct.
I don't know this.
Correct. Go to a therapist or chiropractor. Yeah.
Yeah, this is good stuff. So, all right, so we've got 3 different kinds of soy boys. Now, I don't want to give too many. I don't want to create too many. Actually, there's no reason to, because they all kind of fit into those categories.
Yeah.
You know.
It's the values that unite them all, not the look. The look is arbitrary. The values are what made the look.
Yeah. We got to make a t-shirt with the 3 kinds of soy boys. I think I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
The 3 soysketeers.
Yeah.
The 3. Have you seen any of these 3 guys? Of course you have. You've seen them everywhere over and over again. So
it's like family women do not date this.
Yeah. Don't women.
Women 3 types pass.
Yeah.
Pass.
Your future abuser right here.
Yeah.
Your future harasser.
Yeah.
Look on my shirt. So
instant swipe, ladies. Instant swipe. Swipe this.
Absolutely. I don't know if the chat likes that idea. Chat, do you like the idea of the 3 different kinds of soy boys on a t-shirt?
I actually have a great idea for that, but I'll tell you off the air.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, it'll kick ass, yeah.
Trencher
I know Bryce. What Bryce is laughing about right now in his own little head is entirely sexually deviant.
I'm sure it is.
That's all I know. Whatever his idea is, it went to the basement.
Soy boys are the new Smurfs, says Trenchard 1375. Yeah, they're all the same. They're all exactly the same. John Whalen says, "Fuck that, I will not sport that." Why not? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to have the 3 soy boys on your shirt?
What if they're a human centipede of soy boys?
No.
That might be too much.
That's a little gross.
Hold on, young narwhal.
Gojirify says, plaid shirt and big eyebrows above thick glasses sitting crooked on the face. That might be caveman librarian, yeah. But too funny. I mean, this is the thing. It is like a field guide of the soy boys. It's like bird watching. You're just like,
do any soy, Ethan, this is an expert opinion thing here.
Yeah.
Do any soys really bother shaving anymore? Don't they all have to have a mandatory facial hair?
Yeah, they do.
We all have facial hair. I'm not saying anything against it. I'm just saying not all soy have facial hair, but all facial hair.
No, you're wrong. All soy boys, not everyone who has facial hair is a soy boy, but all soy boys have facial hair.
Have some kind of facial hair.
But it's wild and unkempt. You know, that's the thing about most of these soy boys. Like, it's just, you know, I have to trim my beard because I don't want the fur on the cheeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't want it under my jaw. I don't want a neck beard. You know, I saw Dave Gahan from Depeche Mode in 1993, and I said, that's the perfect beard situation right there. And that's what I have.
Yeah. I'm just saying, Ethan, when you hit 50, it is all about trimming the hedge. It's all you do all day.
Well,
ears is coming out your ears. Back.
No, I'm already there.
Yeah, it's already coming out my ears now.
Yeah, it's all hedge. It's all hedge work. But the soy boys, you know, they're whatever age they are, they're trying to grow it on their face to show faux masculinity as fast as they can.
That's what it is.
I'm going to make up for the breasts. But
yeah, that's also why they say the F word so much. You know, everything is, you know, everything is F and this, F and that.
Yeah, they're so gangsta. They're so tough. They're so thug.
Yeah, you got a beard. You're sporting a beard with no like you don't have the discipline to take a razor and shape it or maintain it. You just grow it out and whatever. It's wild. And you're saying, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Bryce, how thug are they for using the F word?
It makes me cringe just to hear you say stuff like gangster and thug. It's so cringeworthy.
Oh yeah, they're so in.
Risky Analysis says, Hargid the librarian, you're a racist, Harry. Harry Potter thing there. Yeah, Doug, when Doug talks about gangsta, for real. Gojirify says human splinterpede. Yeah, definitely. We can do that.
I talk about gangsta. I think I heard about him once in a few neighborhoods over. I've never actually seen one.
Me either, really.
Not in real life. I've never seen one, so I'm talking completely what I heard out there.
You know, I was listening to Nate G or Nate Dogg.
Oh no!
Regulate. I was listening to Regulate today on my headphones.
Yeah.
That song is the most cucked out song I've ever heard in my life. I wasn't listening to the lyrics before. I wasn't listening to the lyrics. If you listen to the lyrics of that song, Nate G he's like talking about how he's walking around.
It's Warren G. Quit saying. Stop talking.
Is it Warren G?
It's Warren G with Nate Dogg.
Oh, thank you.
Well, whatever. What does he know? He
doesn't make a
he'd
difference.
He'd be worse if he knew. If he knew the difference, he'd be even worse.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make a difference.
No, you don't want to know that one, Ethan. You want to.
All right, well,
be
listen.
very confused on this.
No, okay. So Warren G on a mission 95. Warren G. I think it's Warren G who's getting jacked. But the song, in the song, like one of them is getting robbed.
It's Warren G. Yeah, and Nate Dogg and Warren G got to regulate.
His friend's looking for girls. He's like driving around looking for girls while the other guy's getting robbed. Like I can't believe they're taking Warren's wealth.
They took my Rolex. I picked up and said, "Damn, what's
next? You know what's next? Bend over." And let me tell you something. The song is cool, and then the whole thing is like. And then my friend comes and gets me. Like he brings a gun and he shoots people.
Oh yeah, good job. That's the good guy.
And then I pick up girls and I take them to the motel. And I'm like, all right, this is like,
all right. There's a happy ending. Okay.
This seems like a bad night to me. It's not something I'd write a song about. It's something I would try to drink.
This isn't something you experience every day, Ethan.
No, I've never. Well, No. Okay. Not at all. Ever. GR People says, Hail Caesar. Thank you. Donut Swan. These cheese stash is worse than a neck beard. What's a cheese stash?
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
Is that
it sounds prepubescent.
Maybe, yeah. Watermelon Platypus, $5 says, I can only imagine how drunk I was on Cecil's stream because he took it down. Dude, you were drunk too. Both of you were in love with each other. Mega Jetty 1 says, hey EVS, mentioned you in my live stream. Check it out when you get a chance. You can hear my idea for Superman meets Myth story. Tell me what you think. Oh, well, send me a link. Donuts 1 2 says, Doug, why would you ask Antonio and not Narwhal that? That's a good racist point there.
Yeah, so I'm trying as hard as I can to be
what?
racist. I'm trying to represent racism. That's all.
Are you?
Only because Nasser's not here. I'm trying.
Yeah, poor Nasser. I'm gonna spend this year. Oh, Jason Green says I missed a super chat. I'm gonna spend this year being nicer to Nasser. This year is nicer to Nasser.
He's a grown man now. He deserves man-like respect. He's been through the gauntlet.
No, he totally has. I wonder if somebody could make me a design. There are a lot of people listening in the chat who are really good with stuff. I need a design that says nicer and then the number 2 underneath it and then Nasser. And I want that to be a positive movement for Comicsgate. Everyone is going to be nicer to Nasser. That's the kind of thing that my mom would recommend to me. She'd be like, you do all your Soilo stuff and all this. I mean, wouldn't it be nice if you actually did a campaign that was like nice and kind and, like maybe nicer to Nasser? It's catchy, son. It's catchy.
Like an executive, like a kingpin, I think is going to be this year's theme.
Yeah.
Like he's a boss man and a kingpin.
Jason Green said, morning, everyone. Doug, how's your shingles doing? Hope you're feeling better.
They're better. I need to get a little more jacked up on painkillers than I am to fully blot out the pain. But I'm also doing kind of a old school, dad school distraction therapy. By working on comics, all the pain goes away.
Yeah. Gojirify says, Doug says, let's go looking for some trim. What say you, my good man? Doug, would you call it trim?
Bryce, what's trim?
Listen to Sexy Party. You'll know what it is.
Oh, no. Do I have to?
I wouldn't call it trim.
Sounds like the 70s. I was like, what?
I know, right? I feel like I'm back in high school.
No, I knew a guy. I still know him. I know a guy who's 60. And he actually said, I much prefer fresh beaver.
Yeah. Yeah, let's get the beaver back out, guys. It's 1981.
Yeah, I said, oh my God. Like, first of all, what in God's holy name do you mean by fresh? And the second, and beaver. Like, why would you call it beaver?
Yeah.
What was going on? Well, it's like Hustler magazine.
Yeah.
What was going on back then?
I heard poontang for the first time in like forever. And I was like, oh my God, what is this, like the 50s?
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. That's hearing beaver.
Yeah.
It's get shortened to beef. Just get some beef.
Yeah, the guy does not have a cell phone if he uses the word beaver.
No, and he doesn't actually.
Yeah,
You're right about
that's
that.
like the old guys at the Y. They're all beaver.
Why would you
beaver.
call it that? Does it look like one? I mean,
It
like
never looked like one. Beaver never made sense.
maybe it does if like it's out of control. There's no grooming, you know. It's not something that I want to think about. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Everybody likes Pootie Tang in the chat.
I don't like that either. I don't like that either. That's a terrible name. That's a baby talk name. No, too serious of a kraken to call it Pootie Tang. No.
Oh, it's horrible. Oh man, people are coming. There's no good word for it. You know, that's the thing. Like, there's so many good words for the male organ.
That's right. We get all the cute ones, all the fun ones.
Yeah, there's no good words for female.
Box is okay.
Yeah,
The mother box.
Box. Ew, box. Why would you call it a box?
Not a box, a box.
Ugh. Yeah, there are no good words for it. Like, if you really run through them in your head, you know, it's like all of them are insulting to women.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why couldn't women come up with better?
Yeah. It's men who came up with it. They were slightly passive aggressive about not getting any.
Oh, good theory.
When they came up with the words, there was a little bit of.
I don't agree with that, because I sat through a reading of the vagina monologues, and it was it was vile. It was one of the worst things that I had ever heard, and I was like, okay, I'm dating a feminist. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, that's women trying to be men, though. Feminist things in the vagina monologues is them trying to pretend like they're comfortable with the term. No man's ever been comfortable with the term of vagina. Not a comfortable term, ever.
It sounds fragile because of Gina. Like, sounds like China, like a China
sounds
cabinet.
like it came from another planet. It's like John Carter from Mars.
It just sounds like you're gonna break it. You know, it sounds like it sounds like something that, this is gonna sound weird. It sounds like something that your aunt has that you're not allowed to touch.
Yeah, well,
and in fact, it is.
Ethan, your aunt does have one you're not allowed to touch.
And I'm not allowed to touch it. Yeah. I don't want to. I never wanted to.
It's something from another planet. You're not supposed to understand it. That's why it's called that. It's like you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
It's from another planet.
I don't know. Everybody in the chat is coming up with their own. It's horrible.
Yeah, I don't even want to. I don't.
No, you don't want to look. It's great. This is demeaning to women.
Quickie thing. Get back to Star Wars.
Yeah.
This stream might have to go private when it's done.
Yeah, this one I ruined Cecil's stream. I made it go private.
Yeah. What did you made it go private on Cecil's stream?
Yeah, that was the one. It was the story he talked about. He said rape over 6 times when he was drunk, and he just.
Why would he say that?
He made it vanish. He kept describing his. Remember, you were on the show.
Oh, he was talking
his plot for.
Yeah.
Well, he was saying it was like, and you were just like silent. It was like boiling Ethan.
Yeah. No, he said, look, at some point I said, yeah, I'll publish Cash Grab or no, Backstab.
Yeah, Backstab.
And then he said, I was thinking it was going to be funny. Like, it was going to be the spirit of virtue.
Yeah.
Instead, like, it was a series of instances of him being assaulted by other men.
Yeah, it was funny to him with 5 shots with 5 slugs in him.
Yeah,
he really thought it was hilarious.
It's one of those things that and he was so drunk that he kept repeating it in order to. He's like, why don't you guys think this is? And funny?
As soon as he showed up the next day, he's like, I'm pulling this.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird. It is very weird.
It was the best.
People want to call it a Nasser. Don't call it a Nasser.
Oh, that's
nice.
me. Nasser is a pillar of respect.
Scary.
Didn't he?
I haven't
He got
had
do you know what he got another job? You know what job he got?
What do you get?
I don't know. I know that he was working at a bank, and someone said that he got another job.
Like an additional job or a better
an additional job, a different job. I didn't hear.
Why is he working so hard?
I didn't ask him.
Is Nasser Jamaican?
No, but I was thinking like he might be a hitman or something.
Okay.
I don't think he's a hitman. I don't think he's a hitman. He couldn't do anything.
Times are tough, and you use a taser. You can like keep arm's distance from your victim.
I mean, I could. Yeah.
You need a ruthless computer-like brain with no emotion to just like fire that taser out.
Yeah.
He seems like a perfect candidate.
I could see Nasser poisoning people.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? I don't think he would shoot anyone.
Yeah.
I don't. You know, I think he would. I think he might poison people.
Okay, like, so a grill cook at Burger King.
Poison is a woman's weapon.
Yeah, it is it. Yeah, it is, isn't it?
They say that on Game of Thrones. I was like, poison's a woman's weapon.
Yeah, I don't think I would. This stream tonight is very controversial. We're talking about things that are. I'm going to call this the controversial topic stream.
It's called the truth stream.
It might be truthy. We started out with the JFK assassination, and now we're talking about how we would murder people.
Wow.
Well, Narwhal, if you had to murder someone,
besides a Kennedy,
besides
a Kennedy,
a bomb. I want to blow him up.
A bomb.
Yeah.
Is that a good idea?
No. Messy. Too much collateral damage. Too many innocent people.
I got one. What about this? What if I sculpted a really sharp spear out of ice, killed him with it, and then it melts?
See, that's very Alfred Hitchcock Presents, and a lot of people have thought of that.
I'm trying to think of how this whole conversation can possibly be legal on YouTube.
Well, it's Alfred Hitchcock. I would just dig a hole in the desert. I really like that idea. You know what I mean? I don't see, when you watch Casino, like those guys had the right idea. Like that.
Oh man, I see Casino at least
20 times. Get a Pesci in there.
Yeah.
And that was a documentary. That wasn't even fiction.
I love that whole part.
What Pesci actually does.
It's like, make sure you got the hole dug already, because you don't want to be out in the desert digging a hole with it.
Yeah, you plan it out.
Yeah, preemptive hole.
Josh Graydon suggests a wood chipper, and the problem with that is that you cannot control the DNA evidence, which goes everywhere, right?
You have to complete the job. They didn't complete the job. If they'd completed the job, it would have worked. But because they were halfway through it, is that your friend in the chipper? That is not effective.
Yeah. Well, no, but
you throw a guy in a hole, you put some dirt on him. It's actually faster than the wood chipper. It seems like a lot more work, but.
Gojirify says, call this stream "Think About Streams" in all caps. Zach's gonna take crap for that for the rest of his life. Think about comics, and now he's like, comics matter.
Yeah, he probably still has twice. He has more than 10 times my subscribers, so I'm not even allowed to make a joke about Think About Comics.
On Twitter,
I have no opinion. Everyone's
changing their name on Twitter to like Think About Gojirify.
I've seen them all and I love it.
Yeah. I yelled at him about that. I think he's like he's not listening to me.
Are his subscribers going up or down?
They're just staying the same. Like when he first changed his name, I checked his Social Blade and he lost 9 subscribers. Like that doesn't tell you how many he was. At the end of the day, he was net -9 subscribers for the day. So
yeah, that's nothing when you have 90,000 subscribers, Ethan.
Well, no. It's not. You want to grow every single day. Like he and I should be getting about between 100 and 200 subscribers per day. Like just that's what our channel
just
should
by
be
existing. Yeah,
just by existing. That's a good rate of growth. And if you ever want to get to 100,000, because once you get to 100,000, you get a number to a personal YouTube helper. So if somebody does something to me, like you get to 100,000 and they put you in a whole different algorithm.
Yeah.
So your videos get recommended more, but also you have a contact at YouTube. So if somebody's false flagging you, you can call someone up.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal to get
Do
to
they only have Republicans answering those phones? Because no one else would care. So they have to have just all Republicans on the phones for people with 100K and up.
Yeah, I would like a Republican to talk.
You're not going to call in and get a Democrat helping you.
Yeah, no, I hope not.
So they must only have GOPers or libertarians working those phones for 100K and up. That's my theory.
Well, I'll let you know when I get there because I'm also going to
get
get a button from my wall. They're going to send me a silver playpen.
Yeah, I've seen those. I'm sure you'll show that off. It'll be amazing.
Well, I'll tell everybody like what happens. I mean, now my friend Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, he got to 100,000, and suddenly, by the way, once you get to 100,000, it's like before you were walking, trying to get subs, but suddenly you're on one of those people movers at the airport.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're moving twice as fast. Like he's getting, in some cases, 1,000 new subs a day.
What?
Yeah. I mean, you look at like Jeremy from the Quartering.
Yeah.
And like suddenly I was there when he was at like 75,000 subscribers. And then suddenly like he hit it. And next thing I knew, he was at 150. The next thing I knew, he was at 250. And now he's at 360. Yeah.
How do I get on the Quartering?
You want to get on? You should just ask him what you want to be on there to get some more subs, maybe.
I've already given up on the subs thing. I've got 7,600,
which I'm impressed with, by the way.
It is just the idea of getting above 10,000. I mean, dude, I'm watching my analytics. It ain't good.
You're going to get there, but the 8-hour live streams are not going to help.
I got one of my higher rated dude. Cecil floats on here, and I get like 1,000 more people than I usually get.
Yeah,
Cecil's gold.
Yeah, Cecil helps. People want to watch Cecil, but if you do like an 8-hour live stream, people aren't going to watch it. You should just do like a video with Cecil.
Yeah, okay, like a little interview with him, and I just slam it up there.
Yeah, like sit down and here's what I would do if I were you, Doug. If you want to use Cecil to grow,
I do. That's my plan.
Yes, because Cecil's not doing it. You know what I mean? Like somebody should be using Cecil to grow. So get Cecil and say, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to make, I need you for an hour because I'm going to make 6 10-minute videos with you.
Oh, yeah. That sounds good already.
Okay. So you sit down and you go, ask Cecil a question and keep it on topic about something and stop it at 10 minutes and then do the next one.
Like Cecil, what's your favorite kind of ketamine to use?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be great. And then you'll have like, if you have 10-minute videos that people are watching, YouTube notices because it has to be 10 minutes or over. If it's 9 minutes and 59 seconds, no good. It literally has to be 10 minutes.
I'll start a little alarm clock with Cecil.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get 3 episodes out. I want to say Cecil's going to take 30 minutes, 10 minutes an episode. I'll do 1 question each.
Mm-hmm. 10-minute conversation.
Cecil, where'd you get all your money?
Yeah.
Cecil, top 10 drugs you've ever used.
Yeah.
Cecil, what is your hope for the future? That's 10 minutes each right there.
Yeah. That's great. And then you put those up. You put
one a day. Boom, boom, boom.
Uh-huh. And then people like that. People don't want to listen to 8 hours and just see if anybody says anything good. 10 minutes is good. They're going to invest in 10 minutes.
You mean my last show that lasted 8 hours where I rang the bell and they kicked me off of YouTube? They don't want to see that?
No, they don't want to see that, Doug. Here's what it is. Here's the key to understanding the algorithm. YouTube, they pay attention to one simple thing. They pay attention to people clicking away.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you have the worst thing that you can do to your YouTube channel is have people click on one of your videos, go ew, and click away.
Yeah,
That's
kind of my whole channel.
Yeah, a bunch of people that do that, if they do that, they'll kill your channel. So if you have
when I talk about my shingles and my hives looking like a big strap of lasagna around my waist, that's not good.
No, well, it'd be good if it were 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. No, so 8 hours of it wouldn't be good.
No, but you can talk about whatever you want as long as it's funny or interesting. You want to get people to stick around to 10 minutes. If you can get people to stick around for a 10-minute video and watch the whole thing, YouTube notices that and they start putting ads on your videos.
Boom.
And that's when you start to grow. That's when they start to pay you, stuff like that. So
I think my ads are just for catheters right now.
Oh, those are the worst kinds of ads.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jabba the Cuck says he's clicking away from this live stream right now. I get comments from like I used to. Well, I don't know if I got them, if I get them lately, but I used to get comments from people to be like, you know what? I turned on your video, I saw that it was this, and I clicked away. So eat that. I'd be like, oh, these guys know about the algorithm and they're busting my balls. Like that's that's not cool. Hashtag click away.
What if on my channel I want to present the gospel, and people click away from the gospel? Okay.
Then they go to YouTube hell.
Yeah, and so Ethan, you're gonna you could present the gospel and save someone, but they're all gonna click away, so you're gonna lose subscribers.
Yeah, I don't know. You could do it though. I mean, my dad loves the Bible.
Yeah, he does.
He's weird like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want to do a YouTube channel, and I was like, Dad,
of your dad reading the Bible, who wouldn't watch that?
My dad is. Here's the thing. My dad is versed in like all kinds of languages. He speaks Hebrew and Aramaic and all these things. He understands what the Bible actually means, all the different translations, what problematic words in the Bible that don't really make sense, what the translation actually means. And he knows all that stuff. He wasted his life learning all that. And I'm just like, Dad, if you had a YouTube channel where you talked about that, there would be weirdos that watched you.
I would be one of them.
Yeah.
I'd watch that before a bunch of ripping on Mark Wade for 2 hours.
I like the ripping on Mark Wade.
Okay.
I do.
So why doesn't he do that? Because he can't figure out the buttons on YouTube like my dad?
No. Well, yeah, but I think he could learn. Here's the thing. Oh, Billy Laptop, thanks for $20. I enjoy your wit and logic. Oh, thanks. Donuts One says Cecil is the John Stockton of YouTube. Donuts One also says always bury head down. Dogs smell the drainage. Mark, see, that's good to know. In Louisiana, we have alligators. No evidence, no body. That's all true. Gotcha Son says he was waiting on his mark when he was sitting in the car eating that sandwich. Yeah. Nasser might have been trying to kill someone.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, not Bug Boy, says one positive about soy boys: when you take their wives to the motel, they pay for the room. That's probably true. That's called being cucked out. That's well, my dad, when he was here, my dad got remarried, and his wife pushes him around. Yeah, she does. Okay, she's one of those, because my dad's very mellow, and my dad needs to be pushed around.
Yeah,
he needs to be told what to do. He needs to be given his socks that match, and all. That's my dad. But in the meantime, he writes great poetry. He's really sincere. He's incredibly intelligent.
Yeah.
Anyway, my dad came downstairs, and he did one of these live streams with me.
Yeah.
And everyone loved him. And all these super chats came in, and it was like we did like a 2-hour live stream and made $300. Wow. And my dad was like, I just went downstairs and it was awesome. And his wife was upstairs going, yeah, I saw that you made $300. Why don't you do this?
Yeah, correct.
And he's like, well, I don't know. He's like, what would I do it on? So she was like pushing him to do this. And I have no doubt that she could figure out, how to set up a channel. I think my dad even has a channel. But I mean, it's like, here's the thing about doing live streams, though. You also have to get it to a point where you can, don't you? I mean, you can't live stream right away, can you? Or can you? I don't remember.
Yeah, and you can just fire it up and go.
Right away, you start.
You can just have his live stream channeling go.
Yeah, you just don't get super chats, so you have like 1,000 or something like that.
Yeah,
you have to get monetized.
Yeah,
but you could point all the traffic to them and have them do it overnight, probably with a certain number of hours of watching him. If he was fascinating, it'd go through the roof. I think the dads are what's missing on YouTube. You got a bunch of kids right now, a generation of kids that do not know how to be men.
Mm-hmm.
They're committing suicide. They're taking coke. They're sitting on screens all day. They don't know what the hell to do with their life. They need some dads. They need all the old dads to have their own little screwed up ass backwards YouTube channels where they go, this is how you live your life, kid. This is how you date.
Yeah.
This is how you conduct yourself. This is how you do your finances. This is what college means. They need that. Just that. And they can just click in on that and be like, oh, look, there's the dad I don't.
Well, look at Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, that's how Jordan Peterson is.
Yeah, call it 10-minute dad.
10-minute dad. Oh, there you go.
10-minute dad would be seriously. That's a brilliant idea.
Every day, it gives you a little piece of wisdom from dad. And all these kids that think they know everything, but they don't know they don't know dad's point of view.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I like this guy. People are mad at me for going on his show, but there's a guy named Coach Red Pill, and I guess he's controversial. I don't know. I listened to a few of his videos, and Coach Red Pill. First of all, he's conservative, so that's good.
Automatic win.
Automatic win.
Yeah. Automatic ignore the word controversial. Automatic.
Well. You know, people. Here's the thing about me. Like, people want to protect me. You know, it's like you can't be with that guy. Like, that dude, he hangs out with this dude, and I'm like, well, I don't.
No such thing. Go ahead.
I'm just having conversations with people.
Grown man.
Yeah. But he just goes, like, he has these videos where he'll do 10 minutes and he'll say, here's why you never date a single mother. And like, he'll go through this whole thing. And this is the kind of, like, it's so politically incorrect.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, seriously, women would hate this dude, but he's talking to young men and he's giving young men the kind of wisdom that your dad would give you in private. And, you know, you might say, my dad's racist. Yeah. You know, but he's going to sit there and go, listen, you're raising some other dude's kid. And right. He's going to just tell you exactly why it's a lose-lose situation to ever date a single.
What if she's awesome?
No, we call it BWBs, man. Bitches with babies. We don't do
that. What if she's awesome?
No, but he's just saying.
Whether she's awesome or not, never.
No. No. Well,
how can being awesome?
He's
not
saying
mitigate?
The best case scenario. Okay. Like, if you have a choice between, I would think, a woman who doesn't have kids and a woman with kids, his advice would be go with the woman with no kids. But I mean, look, I'm 40 years old. I'm 44 years old. So when I got remarried, most of the women I'm looking at have already been married. And,
all of them.
So it's like Andrea has an 11-year-old daughter. The whole thing about raising somebody else's kid is silly. That's not really how it works.
That's the first thing I'd ask them. I'm going like, okay, woman with kids is hot and awesome. Woman without kids has elephantitis. You're saying date the woman without kids? I'm just
I think those are
hypothetically.
Yeah, I think those are extenuating circumstances. But one would assume that all things being equal, both women being equally attractive, lovely, kind.
I'm saying elephantitis. I'm saying woman with kids.
Yeah,
like the woman with kids, she does have to be hotter because of the kid burden. But there is a percentage of hotness that makes up for the kids, where you go, okay, I'll raise someone else's kids.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing about raising someone else's kids. You're only raising someone else's kids if the dad is out of the picture.
Yeah.
Most of the time, dad is in the picture. Like, he's there, like, I'm taking this kid half of the week. And
it's like
saying
Ant-Man.
shit about the.
It's like Ant-Man.
Yeah. And he's paying child support. So that money is going to buy shoes and everything like that. Like,
and then she doesn't want to marry you. She doesn't want to lose his child support. So she wants to like live with you. So you're banging some guy's wife. He has to still pay for the kids as long as you're dating. As soon as you move in and start taking care of the household.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
He has to pay child support for life, even when
it's his kid. It's not my kid.
But like someone's knocking up your wife, and you got to pay for the kids.
It's still your kid. Well, no, you're thinking of alimony. Okay,
I'm thinking of alimony.
Yeah,
not child support. The guy still has to pay for his kids, even when someone else is like running the household. Your ex-wife marries some billionaire. Look, this divorce world you guys live in, I don't know anything about. This is National Geographic to me.
Yeah.
But see, Doug, that's the thing though. You remember when you on Sexy Party with me? I told you about one of my exes, and she had 2 different kids by 2 different guys, and neither one of them were paying child support. They were both dead. It was so bad. She was having to take them to court all the time.
Ethan,
yeah.
This is like the greatest apologetic for Mormonism I ever heard.
Why?
Because like if you're a Mormon and you don't get divorced and you don't believe in divorce,
Mormons
Then-
believe in divorce. You're thinking
No,
of
they
Catholics. Oh, of
Dude,
course they do.
Mormons, you'll get excommunicated.
That's not true.
I'm more Mormon than you. That's true.
You don't get excommunicated because you get divorced.
You do. You get jacked if you get divorced. If you
No,
divorce,
you don't.
wait, they're going to give you a pass if you're a Mormon right now. They're pro-divorce.
They're not pro-divorce. Who's pro-divorce? But things happen.
But they kind of look away. Mormons look away. If
They
you get
go, that's
divorced.
very sad. Is there anything we can do to help you? They don't. It's not like
Yeah,
you're
and
out of
you're
here. 'cause
excommunicated
you
from
gotta-
our community, and you don't get our little goodies, our royalty check from owning Coca-Cola.
Doug, that's weird.
Okay.
It's like John Wick, and they go excommunicado.
Yeah, that.
It's like Mormons kick you out because you get divorced. Like it's extra bad. Like your life is going to seed because your marriage didn't work out, and the church kicks you out. Like, can you imagine the cruelty?
Yeah.
That's not the way it works,
Okay.
Doug. You know better.
Maybe I need an education.
Yeah, I am divorced, and
Okay.
divorce absolutely sucks.
And you didn't get any Mormon flack from that? They're like,
No.
oh, cool, divorce, cool.
Well, I'm not a practicing Mormon. I call myself Mormon because I was raised Mormon.
yeah,
And, but I'm
you're like a genetic
Christian.
Mormon, like a Jew who's like not religious, but like was born a Jew.
Yeah, like I'm an ethnic Mormon.
Ethnic Mormon, yeah.
I look like one.
It means like you've dated some blonde, hot women who are Mormons, is what it means.
Only one. I've only dated one blonde in my
There's like
entire life.
Valkyrie, like crazy
Yeah.
Mormon women. Okay.
Yeah. Most of the women that I've dated have been like dark-haired Italian, types. They all look like Andrea. But I dated, and I only dated one girl that was blonde, and it was when I was 18, and she was the bishop's daughter. She was very, very Mormon. She was great, but like
Yeah,
she
she's
like
great.
she was moving. She was going to BYU college. So I was 18, or I was 19. She was 18. And her, like, she was sad. She didn't want to go to college because she was in love with me. And her mom dragged her over to me, my deadbeat 19-year-old ass.
Yeah.
And she was just like, are you planning on marrying Melissa?
Yeah. Can I put the red dot on her yet?
And I was like, what are you talking about?
I'm
And I
sorry,
go-
I'm mixing religions here. Sorry.
And Melissa just looked at me like, well, what's going on? And I was like, I can't. I'm 19 years old. I'm a little boy. I can't marry you. I'm trying to get my life together here.
Yeah, trust me, I'm going to spare you a bullet. I'm going to go into comics.
Yeah, that's right. And her mom basically looked at her and said, "See, you're going to college." And she was like, "Okay." No, yeah, it was sad. It was sad, but it was obviously for the best. And she was, she's, I think, one of the nicest girlfriends I ever dated.
Yeah,
so.
you could have had 18 children by now.
She has like 9.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, those could have been yours.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, she had your children with someone else. I'm just saying, I kind of have an insight to God.
I don't feel that way. I still see
God.
her. I still see her on social media. She says hello and stuff.
Yeah, of course you stalk her on that. Okay.
I don't stalk anyone.
She stalks him.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, that's actually true. I would never reach out to somebody else like that ever. But
Do you share her emotional things that you'd never
No,
share with anyone?
never
okay.
would never talk to her. Like I'll see.
I'm just keeping you on your accountability, brother.
Yeah, no. I don't disrespect Andrea. What she'll do is she'll hit a like on one of my pictures of our family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
like.
Yeah, that's like trying to own a piece of you.
It's like I'm watching you. But it feels more like
Yeah,
I'm
that's
blasting
fatal attraction. You're gonna get a boiled rabbit on your front porch.
No.
Okay.
No.
I always keep in touch with the ones if the sex was good.
Well, you're not married, dude. Once you're married, you got to cut all that out.
Yeah, new rules, Bryce.
Okay.
There's none
I
of
don't know
that. There's not even a like. You like someone who you used to date. It's over. There's no.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't do that. Like, yeah, that's the thing. Once you, Andrea said, did you keep any of the stuff from when we were teenagers?
No, honey.
No, I didn't keep any of it. I'm surprised you kept it. Like, I got married. I threw everything from every other girl away.
Yeah, I burned. I even removed that hemisphere of my brain in surgery.
You have to.
Yeah.
have to. People are saying that your smug levels are off the charts, over 9,000 tonight, says Chris Evans.
Oh man, it's the alcohol. I'm sorry, guys.
Never Cold says shingles fuck up a guy. Looks like people are upset. Yeah, no. You don't do that. So, but luckily, here's the thing. Like Andrea and I never dated when we were teenagers. We just talked. We were friends. We never dated. We never even went out. But one thing
that. Good job.
Yeah. It was great. We stayed friends and we liked each other, but we just never got together. I think we had boyfriend, girlfriends, at the same time. So, but one thing she did, she used to come see me at the mall and they had one of those photo booths. Okay. And we got in one of those photo booths together and took one of those little strings of 4 pictures of us in black and white.
Oh, now it always looks like you're already a family when you do that.
Yeah. No, the biggest regret of our marriage is that we didn't keep those. Like those are lost to history.
Threw away the first glimpse of love.
Horrible.
Predictive love.
Horrible. Yeah. Well, it was because I went, well, I'm, getting married, so I don't keep pictures of girls around.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. We would love to have those.
Yeah.
But that's how it goes. Yeah.
Full head of hair. Probably a mullet, Ethan.
Dude, no, I didn't have a mullet. I had the flock of seagulls. You've seen me.
Oh yeah, the giant bangs, flock of seagulls.
Oh yeah. I mean, I had it all. I had a lot of hair. Man. And here's me at the mall. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find a picture of me at the mall.
I want to see it. I want to see the giant ocean tidal wave falling down the front of your face.
Well, I don't know if it's like that.
That's flock of seagulls.
Yeah, it kind of is like that, actually. Hold on a second.
And I run.
I did run.
So far away.
All right.
Get away.
Yeah. Here's are you ready for this, Doug?
Yeah.
All right.
Bang a gong. Get it on. Wait, who's that? Is that
right
Andrea?
There.
That better be Andrea.
That's me.
What?
What do you mean?
Okay, zoom in.
Zoom into this?
Get in
How
there.
do I zoom in?
You look like Jeff Smith.
Who's Jeff Smith?
Does Bone.
Oh, I don't look like that dude.
Yeah, you don't look like it.
You look like a 90s teen.
Yeah, exactly. It's what I was.
Yeah.
Working at the caricature stand. Look, I had like 7 earrings in one ear.
Dude, I had double earring pierced in my left ear. 1987.
Yeah.
And one in my bone.
Get in there. Get in closer.
Hold on. Let me blow this picture up full size, and then we'll see if I can. It's embarrassing, Doug.
You're a blonde. Why are you like black hair?
It's just the lighting. It's the lighting.
You look Iranian.
Everyone said I look like David Duchovny when I was young. Everyone said that.
Oh yeah. Look at that. Look at the earrings. That doesn't even. I can't even see you in it, dude.
You can't see me in this?
No, I can't see you in it. I'm even looking at the profile going, where's
Look at the nose.
I see a crow like.
So Ethan,
I see the roof. I see the balcony. I still don't see it.
You don't see me in that at all?
Yeah, I love the flock of seagulls. I see the big bangs, short in the back, short in the sides, and then like the big, long, and you're drawing something awful on that piece of paper.
Yeah, Donut Swan says my fist is attracted to that kid's face. Why would you want to punch me? I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, just sitting there doing caricatures. There's clearly somebody sitting to the right of me.
Yeah.
Who's getting drawn right now.
Yeah. Even that maroon color, very 80s.
Yeah, it gets on your nerves.
Probably a shirt with some kind of a tear on it somewhere.
Is that that you're drawing there? Is that the first iteration of the soy boy? Like he's got a bun.
I think it's a girl. I think it's a little girl. I don't know.
The soy boy is drawing the thing. look at the swatch with the colored head on the watch.
The fossil.
You got a bracelet. That's cool.
Bracelets. Well, girls used to give me bracelets at the mall.
Dude, that was our excuse. I was walking around with these giant metal bracelets that look like a total girl bracelet. They're like, "Hey, where's that?" I go, "Hey, a bunch of girls got it for me."
Girls gave it to me. Yeah, like for real. Like girls used to come by and talk to me.
Oh, really? And how did the earrings get there? Hey,
I got those.
Bunch of girls put them in there.
Like Parker Lewis can't lose.
Why are you an artist?
Yeah, that's 1992.
Girls made me draw.
It's like synchronized swatches.
Yeah, somebody said that looks like 1991 to 93. That's exactly right. This is probably around December of 92. So this is right before I created Cyberfrog.
Yeah,
And
this is
so,
still 1989 maximum fashion in 1993. We held on to that stuff a little far into the 90s because grunge was full on by now.
yeah, I
Nirvana's
can't
already
believe I'm
released
wearing.
it.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm wearing red. I almost always wore black, like
That's a leftover from the
t-shirts.
You were
80s.
blood. You were blood. Like if you were Crip, you'd be wearing.
80s had
Yeah.
the 80s blue, 90s with the ushering into the Clinton, everything went earthy. So everything had like yellows, ochres, browns. It all came back with the grunge. So that maroon red, that's an 80s shirt.
So let me ask you this, Ethan. Did you have a Doc Brown moment? You said this was right before you invented Cyberfrog. Did you have a Doc Brown moment, like when he fell off the toilet and invented the flux capacitor? Did you have that moment, and then all of a sudden you saw Cyberfrog and had to create him?
No, but you know what? For real, like Andrea coming to meet me here, we talk about this. Like that is the weirdest thing. That's God. Like that's Back to the Future. That's Andrea. God giving me a glimpse of my future wife and happiness. That's what it is. It's like knowing Andrea meeting me at this point in my life, being there when I created Cyberfrog. Andrea was in the room when I created Cyberfrog. I mean, that's all part of. I don't know. It's just weird. We think about that all the time.
This is before your divorce. She was there when you created Cyberfrog.
No, I created Cyberfrog right at this moment, pretty much, like 2 months later after this photo was taken. So I wasn't married yet. I didn't get married until I was like 24, I think. So I'm like 18 there. But yeah, I'm 18 or 19. What a
good kid. You're probably an a-hole.
I don't think so. I hope not. I tried to be nice.
Did you go to the mall every weekend and draw caricatures?
Every day. That was my own stand.
Did you dance like this?
That was my own stand, and it was like right after high school, and I could have served a mission for the Mormon Church. I didn't want to do that. I thought that was a waste of 2 important years.
Yeah.
And instead, I just went, well, I gotta get my art career going. So I started with this caricature stand at the Burlington Center in New Jersey, a mall that was dying, and I had to come up with, I think, $90 a week for rent. But I made on a good day, I made $100, So it was good. I was doing okay for an 18-year-old kid. And that's where I kind of started to meet everyone. Andrea came by. Girls were great. Like I was meeting a lot of girls and I didn't know what to do with them, man. I had 2 girls take me out of the mall. 2 of them.
You didn't turn on a fire hose to keep them off from that guy.
No, it was like that.
You are a Mormon. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
There's a lot of blonde. There's a blonde Aryan strength to that guy. I'm sorry, Norse.
I had to backtrack that one. I love it.
I rewind. I withdraw that, Your Honor.
Yeah. Is clipping that right now.
Thor, Norse, Viking going on.
I don't think I would say any of that,
Did that mall have coin-operated massage chairs?
No.
That predates all that.
But you know what it did have? It had a music shop that was, like a musical instrument store that was right up the way from where I was sitting. So I would always go in there and play the piano, and the dude behind the counter could play guitar. So we used to sit there and play play songs. What would we even play? Can't remember. We would just jam and stuff.
Probably Stan Winston.
Yeah.
Or who else? The Traffic guy. Roll with it, baby. That guy.
No, we didn't play Steve Winwood.
Steve Winwood. You think Steve Winwood on the piano?
I mean, I could play it.
Yeah, that stuff. He was all piano based. Phil Collins was piano based.
Phil Collins.
Yeah.
Hold on my heart.
I just remember all my friends played the Stan Winston The Winter album, and then Phil Collins. That was piano. Oh, Vangelis on the piano. Vivaldi was big.
Vivaldi, what the we were kids, we were teenagers.
I know, but it was big.
This guy had a band called Imbroglio, and it was called a great name for a band, Imbroglio. And then
that is not a great name for a band.
Yeah,
it isn't. No.
And so like an Italian dish. It's an imbroglio.
It's a fight. It's like an argument. Imbroglio.
Oh boy. Okay.
And so we got together, and he had a song, and I had to play it on the guitar. Like he had a song, and I still remember to this day, and I always want to bust out a guitar and try to play it again. But it was like the lyrics were about being a trans. Being a trans.
Okay.
about being
they say write what you know.
Yeah, well, I didn't write this song. I was just like, all right, I'll play. Yeah, I want to be in a band. So, I was playing that. It was like the lyrics were, I wore a dress out in the rain. I yelled for help. Nobody came. I wore a dress, and I was just like, and then the chorus is like, God is always too damn far away from heaven. God's always too damn far away from me.
That's like some Ed Wood shit right there.
Dude, that's it's like 20 years later it would become law.
I was like, this is the 90s. It's meant to sound like grunge. Like this sounded like Nirvana, but it's just like, I wore a dress out in the rain. I yelled for help. Nobody came. No shit.
It's ma'am. Say sir one more time.
One more time.
Did they call the police? I mean, like, yeah, it was just one of those things, man. And that song is still like seared into my brain. And it's all part of being at the mall.
Yeah.
It was all right. So these two girls came by one Sunday and they said, hey, come out with us. I said, I'm working. I got it. They said, we'll bring you right back.
I got to draw too hard. And you said,
I was worried. I was very conscientious about my work. I still am.
Yeah.
I still am.
Yeah.
I think one of them was really pushy. She had a lot of freckles. She was pretty. She had a lot of freckles.
Yeah, Irish woman.
Yeah.
Redhead,
And the other one was
what are you gonna do?
Redhead.
Yeah.
I finally said, okay.
She shot red beams from her eyes and it burned you.
I'm not gonna even tell this story, Doug. I don't think you're in the right. I don't think you're in the right spirit to hear this story.
In the future, it's okay, man. Ethan. She was covered in skin cancer first time she went to the beach. Anyways.
Brian Urso says, if you guys dig that kind of music, you should check out my progressive rock band, Gideon's Mob, on SoundCloud and here on YouTube. 2 albums coming out this winter.
Wow.
That's a lot, Brian. Don't overextend. You know what I mean? Like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Don't burn out too quick. Don't peak too early, Orson Welles says.
Yeah, that's true.
Easy on the double. I believe it was Orson Welles who said, easy on the double albums, guys.
Did Orson Welles say that?
That or Abraham Lincoln, I'm not sure.
Orson Welles was 25 when he made Citizen Kane. He shames us all.
Yeah.
I don't think Orson Welles said that at all. I don't. I think you made that up. What do you think of that accusation?
I'm trying to think if it was him or Abraham Lincoln. I'm sure of it.
You get them mixed up all the time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Here's a picture of me in mom jeans in 1991. It's embarrassing. It's all embarrassing. Everything's so fucking embarrassing.
That's the point of the show, Ethan, is to absolutely
to embarrass me.
Well, it's entertaining. I'm only saying it's entertaining. I got to go to bed.
Well, oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we can end this stream.
No, don't. No, jeez.
No, it's okay.
Good. You get me off. This thing's gonna. I see 766 people watching now.
Yeah.
We'll do a little test. Let's put it that way.
We'll do a test to what? See what happens if you leave?
It's gonna skyrocket.
Dude, if you leave, everyone's gonna go. This is me in the 70s.
Oh my gosh, someone kill that thing.
That's not funny.
Man. Newlander. It's what is this? Andy Warhol?
I was a child.
It's Mormon bro there.
It's albino. Even the Mormons would kick you out for being too white.
I was a Mormon Michael Jackson.
Is that a negative photo of you?
Oh man,
looks kind of like Mary Tyler Moore.
You will now be a brand villain. Kanan will be drawing you as a brand now.
It's Betty White as a child.
His teeth are whiter than white.
I was just a little kid, you know. My mom wouldn't cut my hair. I had a big afro. Old ladies used to come by and put their hands in my hair and say, "Oh, it's like a little cloud," and I'd say, "Ah, get off of me!"
Holy smokes! Why would you show that? Okay, that striped shirt. All of us had that. That's
we
just
all
flat
did.
out. That's Charlie Bucket, mandatory.
Yeah.
I like how 70s that background is too.
How do you like that? This Volkswagen bus has a smiley face painted on it. These motherfucking hippies, they were even in Provo, Utah. Everywhere you went, these hippies.
Ethan, look at that hair. You belong on a cruise.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I don't say that. I don't look like an old lady. Like, You know what I mean? Gojirify says, "Is Billy Idol your real dad?" That's
dancing with myself. Yeah.
But I mean, this is what I look like with a full head of hair. You know, people. When I go to, it's not funny. When I
Oh my god,
Doug,
oh my gosh.
one thing that made me sad when I was this age is I was a big Superman fan, and the kids in the neighborhood all had dark hair, and I had this hair.
You had Storm's hair.
So the kids would be like, "We're playing superheroes." I'd say, "I'm Superman." They're like, "No, you don't, because look at your hair. You can be the greatest American hero." And that's what I had to be. I was the greatest American hero. War Eagle Jeremy, aka Edward Coleman, says, "You look like the albino heat miser."
It is true. Greatest American Hero had the giant white afro, that blonde guy that was in the movie Baby with the fake brontosaurus in it.
Yeah, I'm getting roasted so bad, dude.
Yeah, his mom was
Believe
on.
it or not, I'm walking in on air.
Yeah, it is bad. All right, well, I shouldn't have shown this picture.
Yeah, you're right on that one. That one. TMI.
Trevor Wright says, "Cotton candy goes in your mouth, not on top of your head."
Yeah.
More humiliation from my
I have a window into your soul now. That is like every old lady in the old lady Bible study at church right now has that exact hair.
I know. By the way, Andrea said when we got married, she said, "What happened to your beautiful head of white hair?" And I was like, first of all, like none of my other siblings had that. That was just me. Like I was a freak. Like none of them. I love that. I look at that now. She's like, go get that hair back. So I did. I went and I got it bleached.
Good. We like that.
Yeah, and it looked weird, you know, but because I'm balding and everything. But I did go and I got it bleached that color for her amusement. James Dean, creator of Conflict, says childhood Ethan grew up to be a Zoolander villain.
That's right. That is the Zoolander bad guy. That's the Will Ferrell in Zoolander. I do think this, Ethan, I'll tell you this much. That technically is punk rock.
In a way, right? I mean,
it is. If you look at the British invasion.
Yeah.
A lot of that. Hippie.
I don't look like one of the Golden Girls. I look punk rock, right?
Yeah, you also look like a Golden Girl, but it is also punk rock. I'm just saying we can rescue this with a dual meaning of it is legitimately. There was a lot of mods with just the hair growing straight up, just like that. A bunch of English guys didn't know any better with the mop top, and that's what it came out like.
Oh,
I've seen that before in legit punk rock.
Yeah, I've seen it in Q-tip boxes. I haven't really seen it in punk rock though, Doug. My mom was abusive to me. I'm realizing this now. There's so many reasons why I want to go back in time and kick my parents in the balls.
Ethan, that is undeniably a woman's haircut. That is a woman's hair. If someone put their thumb over the face and said,
"What is that?" They'd say, people would say that's Doris Day in 1955.
No, it's Doris Day. That is We're Singing in the Rain.
Oh.
Now, there's no way you could have known. You thought, "Oh, I'm cool. I'm like Johnny Scott Whitaker on Sigmund and the Sea Monsters."
Yeah, I didn't know. You know, I didn't know.
It's like if you put Carrot Top in the freezer.
Yeah. Ethan, my bowl cut from this era would just be, it's like the Dutch boy paint can kid. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
All right, let me read some of these. Blackhead says, "Doug, old guys urinating is no way to get subs." Perkindo says, a YouTube channel all about catheters called Urine.
I had Ellis on my stream tonight, and he goes, "Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom," and the microphone was right by the bathroom, so his entire time peeing off screen came through on the show.
So he did a Rob Liefeld?
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, everyone's like going, "What's that sound?"
Oh, that's the Rob Liefeld story. That's what he did.
And I'm so used to hanging with Ellis around the house. Like if he peed in the same room as me, I'd never even know it. So he's like on the show, just peeing, I'm just talking to everybody. Like, "What's that sound?" I'm going, "Oh my gosh, it's Ellis."
All right, let's see. James Dean, creator of Conflict, says, "Honestly, I still prefer longer live chats to short form single host videos. Sitting here setting up Ravage covers for Ben Henderson. Live videos rule."
Hey, Ben Hennessy.
Yeah, he's going to be, that stuff's going to be good. Gojirify says Lady Rackets has 6 kids. I didn't know that. Nick has 6 kids. Nick Ricada?
He was on my show tonight too, dude. On an 8-hour stream, everyone comes through. Nick Ricada came through.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone I know, but Ethan Van Sciver,
it's working.
Came through my show. Everyone got the invite. No, Ethan Van Sciver.
Ethan Van Sciver.
Who does he think he is? You got the invite. I know you saw it. There was 27 people.
I did see it. I did see it, and I went, "Did you really invite you know who?" And then he was just like, "Thanks for the invitation, Doug."
Who?
But he didn't.
Oh yeah, that guy. Was that cool?
Yeah,
I was hoping to suck him in and going, "Come on, baby, this is a long shot. Luck be a lady."
Yeah.
No, he won't.
Perkindo, I'm going to reread your super chat because Doug interrupted it, and I can see you. He says, Perkindo says, "Fuck you, Doug. You interrupted Ethan for reading my super chat."
No, fuck you for interrupting me. Interrupting your super.
Not true. He gave me $5. So
okay, that's true. You win.
Yeah, Perkindo says a YouTube channel all about catheters called "You're In or You're Out," and that was a good super chat.
Sure.
Gojirify says flock of soy goals is number 4. And then Watermelon Platypus says the next photo had Zach skating by in the background yelling "nerd." Why didn't you keep that photo? I think that's clear. Donut Swan says that's not you. That's Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Brian Urso, we read that one. Dragon Han says thank you guys for keeping me entertained overnight. James Dean says, okay, got that one. Donuts One says my mom gave me a mullet and a Speedo for summers.
Yeah.
That is sad. Gojirify says, EVS, did you ever play hide and seek in a grocery store produce section? Crouch down with the cauliflower. Never lose.
It does look kind of cauliflowery.
Oh, I'm getting roasted. Brian Urso says, looks like the love child of Peter Noon, R.I.P. Taylor, or Rip Taylor. Okay, so I look like Peter Noon and Rip Taylor.
Rip Taylor from Sigmund and the Sea Monsters. Yeah. He had a
Max Rebos has been dying to know how you got the okay to use Ice Cubes. Hello. You know what? It's 8 seconds of it, and so far it works. You know, well, sometimes it doesn't work, but
hello.
Yeah, if you use just a quick snippet of music, sometimes it works.
And it probably isn't a popular enough song to get triggered if it's like heavy monetization.
Well, there are some songs that they don't even let you. It's funny if you have a music app an editing app, and you try to put on, say, a Taylor Swift song.
Yeah.
Not that I would. I'm thinking of the most popular thing in the world. It'll say, I'm sorry, but you cannot use this. It's BMC, whatever it is. You cannot use this.
Yeah.
Even on a little video that you're going to do for, of your family, for your own personal use. They won't even let you use it for that.
I did seriously think, like, how did he get that much of this clip on his show? You must have tested it out and known, like,
it worked.
Right.
Well, I saw it. Here's why. I saw it in another guy's video.
Okay.
And I went, oh wow, how do you do that? And I was like, I love that song. And so I thought, well, I'll try it. And if it gets demonetized, then it gets demonetized.
Yeah, but you tested it out. It works now, right? It's awesome.
It works. Yeah, it works.
It works.
I mean, it could change. I mean, at some point, they could say, no, you can't do that anymore. And I'll be like, all right, well, I'll change my title sequence. But for now.
Yeah, change your title sequence from every single video you've done to keep it from being demonetized.
Well, if it's well, the thing about it is that if those videos went demonetized, they're making me about a penny a month now.
Yeah.
It's like, it would be just fine. I would just move forward and
more
have a new title.
Than my videos are making. Thank you.
Is it really?
Yeah, I'm really praying for a half penny this month.
Oh, God bless you then.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Brother, I'm going to bed.
All right, my friend. Good night to you.
I'm done with Bigfoot Bill on Tuesday. How are you on Cyberfrog? Where are you at?
People keep asking me that question.
I don't mean to be rude. I'm not saying that.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm saying, I always say 15 pages, but it's like I keep thinking, no, there's still more I want to do. Yeah. It's ballooning up a little bit. I got to be honest with you.
Good.
But I mean, the story as I have it now, as I like, that would have fit into 48 pages, just doesn't. It's too quick.
It's too thin.
It's too well. It doesn't say what I need it to say.
You're too thick. 48 pages is a little thin.
I just, it's too important. I mean, Wrecked Planet is coming up, but I know where Wrecked Planet is going, and I really need to. I need to get a lot more said. But not only that, what I did that really killed it was that I said, no, I got to tell the entire origin story and explain everything all over again. And that ended up taking about 20 pages.
Yeah, and you blew a ton of like full pagers and double page spreads.
I'll always do that.
It's just like pushing all that story back.
Yeah. I'll always do that though. I'm always going to do. There'll be a ton of double page spreads and big splash pages. It's just nice. It's fun.
It's art. That's the art.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
We'll get it all done.
Ethan, God bless you. I'm going to jump.
Yep. Good night. And I guess I'll go too. I mean, I'm done. They're just going to ask me. Like everybody's upset about the story that Doug interrupted.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone get the super chat and ask questions about that story first. And it's got to be, $5.
I don't want to tell the story anymore. I don't know why I was going to tell in the first place.
Like there are open sores involved with the story. I've heard it a lot of times. You guys don't want to miss this. Start racking them up now. All right. God bless you guys. See you, Bryce.
All right.
Good night, Doug.
Everyone buy John Malin's Graveyard Shift. Bye.
All right.
Good night, Doug.
All right, Bryce. I'll tell Bryce and Narwhal. I'll tell the rest of the story. It's not even that good, It's just like this is how naive I was. And Antonio, you would never have been like this at age 18.
I don't know. I was kind of a cuck. I don't know.
I wasn't a cuck. I just didn't know when girls liked me. You know what I mean? I didn't know. I just didn't get it. I was like, why would you like me? I don't understand. So, two girls. One of them was really pushy, and the other one seemed to be kind of like, I'm going along with her because she's my friend. And picked me up and put me in their little Toyota Tercel. Maybe it wasn't. It was just a junky old car. Like it was old. It smelled weird. And took me to her basement somewhere in Cinnaminson, New Jersey. And anyway, I hooked up with both of them. All right, so that's the
oh, perfect.
That's the story. I'll leave it there.
I've got to have you on Sexy Party now.
I would never tell details like that. But yeah, that was like that was nice. It's one of those things. So stuff happened, at the mall. At that mall, it was good.
Now I got to ask you this: was Paradise by the Dashboard Light playing at any point during this story?
No, like The Cure killing an Arab. You know what I mean? Like, like that's the soundtrack. Yeah.
Hey, Ethan, Tommy Sarkinen is a good person in the chat. She added me and said, if there's a good point, could you check that EVS noticed Marsupial Gamer's message? I'm just passing that along.
Marsupial Gamer's message, where?
Super chat. Tommy, do you know what that was?
Is it a super chat? I thought I read them all. I
thought Tommy was a guy.
It could be
TOMI, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I don't see a message from Marsupial Gamer. Do you want to sum it up? Like what's the problem?
Unfortunately I just got that one message from her.
Yeah. Corrine L says, "Oh, EVS." She doesn't like that story. People just don't like that. But I mean, it was, well, guys do. Guys think it's okay. It was all right.
Watson Tommy is a guy. That's why I was like, I thought Tommy's messaged me. I thought he was a dude. That's why I was
Tommy's
like,
a guy. Okay. Neon Rogue says, "Did you play Pac-Man?" I played Pac-Man. Remember when video games first came out? I don't think you guys are that old. Are you that old? I don't know. Just asking if you'd share a GoFundMe link for the mother of a friend who passed away. Yeah, Marsupial Gamer, it'd be better on Twitter though, don't you think? So you could send it to me on Twitter, and I'll tweet it out. Okay. Francis Lancer says Tommy Lauren. That's why I thought Tommy was a girl, because it's the same spelling.
He's from Europe. I know that. Yeah, I've talked to him a few times. He pops up on my chat all the time. So
yeah. All right. So Pac-Man. Yeah, there was a Safeway in my neighborhood, and my mom would send me out to butter, and she would butter. That's where that came from, right?
The butter in your fridge.
Yes. Yeah. And I would, she'd give me $2 for butter, and I'd say, "Can I keep the change?" And she'd say, "Eh." And I'd say, I want to play Pac." Well, they had a Pac-Man machine, right outside in the lobby. Like that's how it was. And you'd get a couple of quarters change for buying a thing of butter. And then I'd be sitting there letting the butter melt while I was playing Pac-Man, and I wasn't very good at it. And I remember one embarrassing thing. I went to school the next day, 2nd grade, and I bragged. I said, I was playing Pac-Man at Safeway, and I only had 1 dot left on the board, and I almost did it. And they looked at me like I was like special needs. They were like, so what? Like, everybody beats the first board. You couldn't even beat the first board. I was like, oh. And that's when I learned. That's when I learned that the expectations that I had for myself were not the same as the expectations other people had for themselves.
One day I'm gonna grow up and I'm gonna draw Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Ethan, people are saying that you still didn't finish your story. There's more to it.
I did. I said I hooked up. Okay, here's the thing about that story is that, like, one of the girls, those situations are not good. They're not good. Like, whoever tells you they were in that situation, it was good. It wasn't good. Like, one of them was 24, the other one was 19, and I'm 18. And the 19-year-old seemed like she was uncomfortable there. Like, she was just like, oh, and her friend was goading her on. It sucked, you know. But stuff like that happened, man.
And if either one of you young ladies wants to reach out to me at Akari Press, I would like to have you on Sexy Party to talk about your threesome and Skyver, please. Thank you.
Yeah. Josh CH says, bullied Ethan, a hero denied by his peers. That's the story of my life. Bullied. Here's the story of my life is I thought I did pretty good, and other people remind me that relative to them, I suck. That's the story of my life. Like, yeah, I almost finished a Pac-Man screen. Dude, I get to, like, what are you talking about? Like, I've gotten to the kill screen, you dummy.
Did you ever see that King of Kong documentary with that? We've got a Donkey Kong kill screen coming up. They were so serious about it.
Those guys are nuts, man. Yeah, I love it. But you know what? Like, I would take that dude on because I'm pretty good at Donkey Kong.
Well, they said he cheated. They found out that he cheated. Somehow he faked his score or something.
That's what I'm saying. I have no doubt that he did cheat. And I don't respect him anymore. I did when I watched The King of Kong. I was like, this guy's really honorable and respectable, quite a gentleman. And then when I found out he cheated, I was crushed. I was like, this dude sells hot sauce and he wears an American flag tie and he talks about being a winner. This is a hero.
And he's got a mullet. He's got the big. I love the mullet.
Yeah, I remember that documentary was like one of the first documentaries I've ever seen where it had the Hollywood happy ending. And like usually documentaries that doesn't happen, but then it's a lie. They cheated.
Yeah. No, but you Google that, and there's a bunch on the YouTube. There's a bunch of people that have devoted their life to show. I think it was Billy Kidman or Billy something. I'm just like, they were trying. This is why he's full of shit. He faked everything, and they're breaking the footage down. They have like side by side screen comparisons, and all. I was like, dude, you just spent like 25 minutes.
Videos like that. There are videos of people debunking it. By the way, the chat is like, how can you think that dude's honorable? He's slimy. I'm kidding. You gotta get to know my sense of humor. But I mean, I would still do that though. I would become the saddest thing about that show is Steve Wiebe, because I mean, like,
oh yeah,
you know, you watch that and you just go, oh my god, like, okay, so the dude lost his job. He's got a wife, he's got some kids, and he tells his wife, I'm going to be in the garage learning to be the best at Donkey Kong. Can you imagine? Like, I watched that documentary. I'm like, she is such a good sport, and she clearly loves her husband because he's flipped his lid, and he's just like, I'm in the garage playing Donkey Kong all day long, trying to be the very best at playing Donkey Kong, and she just tolerates it. I can't imagine that. Bizarre. It's absolutely crazy. But he did become good.
Oh, he was killing it. And I was like, he had like, and then it seemed like every time he would, I've got the record now. And then they'd be like, oh no, Billy just sent in another one. He's better. Yeah. Every time.
Videotape.
Sometimes with marriages like that, they'll find an excuse to like hobbies and stuff to spend time apart. Like I got a buddy who he's on like 4 soccer teams. So he has like 5 games a week or whatever. And I'm like, you're just doing this to like avoid your wife.
Get away from your wife. Yeah.
And somebody pointed out, I'm seeing in the chat, and I saw this as well, that Billy they actually had him do a live demonstration on an arcade machine that they checked, and he was able to kick ass. He was still able to play. I'm like, sure. So that's why I was like, a lot of people was like, oh, he faked. Yeah, he may have, but he can't. When they actually filmed him they had to pay him to come and do all this, you know, so he got an appearance fee, but he actually sat there, they checked, the machine was their machine, and he kicked ass on it and did that thing. So I mean, he ran that score up on that board, so he can play.
Is there money in it?
Oh, Well, I mean, there's a bunch of nerds sitting around watching you, so they're charging people to come. I mean, they have to pay him a couple grand to come in there and play. He was doing that. He went to a bunch of cons doing that. Just going around playing.
I'm telling you something weird. Like I know for a fact, like there's some really okay. If you get your YouTube big enough, I know guys who make 7 figures a year on YouTube playing video games.
Oh yeah,
and I'm
playing
not talking
Fortnite
about not just the big ones. I'm just talking about, and I'm like, what the fuck? What is wrong with this planet?
Like one of the guys, he actually gave me a shout out. That what's that guy, Lemmy99? He's the world's richest Roblox player, and he's got like about 300,000 subs on his channel. I was like, whoa, he's killing. He's making all kind of money on YouTube just playing Roblox. I was like, okay.
I can't imagine. Even if I could do that, I would never do that. I can't imagine doing that, playing video games all day.
I feel like entertainment, because of YouTube, it's switching to where everything is meant to be multitasked with. Whereas before, they wanted to create content to demand your attention, and that's not the case anymore.
Yeah, nowadays people, first of all, what people don't understand, and it's uncomfortable for like people our age to really acknowledge, is that this next generation, TV is going to die. Like, everything's going to change. Comics are going away. The way comics have always been are going away. And by the way, television is going away too. The media, the way that we know it, is all going away because people are all diverting their attention to the computer. And I don't want to watch anyone. I used to have Fox News on all the time. I don't care. Like, that seems so bland to me now. If I want to know what's going on in the world, I'd rather hear it from like Mark
Alex
Dice.
Jones. Oh yeah. Yeah, Mark Dice is awesome. Yeah.
Well, see, I still watch Fox News, but I watch their YouTube so I can just get the little clips. I don't want to watch the whole thing. I just want the little clips. I want sound bites.
Yeah, this is what's going to happen. And I'm like, some of these people are like, you're not like, you realize that like within 10 years, you need to be on YouTube. You need to have that kind of a social media presence to market your own work, because, DC and Marvel aren't going to be here in 10 years. Not the way that they are now. They're just not. There's going to be no industry. They're not going to be pumping out comic books for what? So really, you're going to have to market your own stuff. You're going to have to do what Comicsgate is doing now. We have a big head start on it. By the time, if everything stays the way it is and we're healthy and we keep our channels going and everything, I'm telling you, by the time 10 years rolls around, our channels are going to have multi-million, subscribers probably. We'll be marketing to much, much bigger audiences, and they're going to be sitting there like, Marvel and DC are gone, and now what do we do? I guess we go into video games or animation or something. If you want to do comics, you can still do comics. Market your own IPs and own them. But YouTube is the future. Right now, we are at, like, this is the year 1949 for television. Like, some people are still like insisting on listening to radio, but there's this whole new thing. There's television. And more people it's more convenient to watch television than it is to go to the movies, which is preferable to listening to radio. All of the big stars in television, people thought they were nuts. It's like Milton Berle's on TV, some woman with a sock on her hand called Lamb Chop. It's like those people grew up to be big, huge stars for the next 2 generations. So I don't know. I just think that like this is the place to be. This is, as things change, as this new generation comes in, you've got to have a presence on YouTube. You've got to. John and Wayland says computers will have a black hole for one's enjoyment. A back hole. I read that wrong. A back hole. He wants to make love to his computer. I kind of do too.
Oh wow.
Yeah. No, I don't. I don't want to make love to my computer. That's Lando Calrissian stuff. That's not what I want to do. But yeah. Passion for Drawing says that's it. The picture of EVS with the hair. He is Lamb Chop. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I got divorced. Here's why. My first wife was named Sharis, and we were going to a Halloween party. And I said, I want to dress like a big Lamb Chop. Okay? Like Lamb Chop the puppet. I'll get that costume. And I want you to be Sharis Louie. And like, I'll have a pocket in my back that you could stick your hand up and I'll be a puppet for you. And she said, fuck that. I'm not doing it. I said,
And you're like, I want a divorce.
Yeah, I'm like, I seriously, it was like that. It was like, I don't think we're meant to be together. You know
Oh,
what I
that's
mean? Like,
like my ex. I could tell. I could tell that she was just going along with a lot of stuff, and it just got to the point where she was like, "Fuck it, I don't feel like pretending anymore."
yeah. But I mean, you don't get if you don't get along, you don't get along. Like if I asked Andrea to do that, she'd be like, "Really?" I'd be like, "Yeah," and she'd be like, "All right." Like she would do it, you know. And she comes down here, and she's in some videos and stuff. You don't have to be an extrovert like me, but you know, if I come up with a really good idea, you have to go along with it. Sorry, have to. Like in 645 says, EVS, I noticed Looper YouTube channel is still spinning the why Ray and Rose left social media. That lie, yeah. Well, you know, my video about Jason Ward is going to expose all of that. It's going to bust it all open.
Oh, there is a part 4 coming, isn't there?
Yeah, part 4. Passion for Drawing wants to know if Andrea put her hand behind you in the Elmo suit. No, that doesn't make sense because Elmo is like Lamb Chop is a sock puppet, and Shari Lewis was always on the screen. You know, Andrea. Let's see, we haven't really coordinated Halloween costumes yet, but I don't have an idea.
Raggedy Ann and Andy.
I did that when I was a little kid with my sister.
Oh well, never mind.
Give me a horse where you're the front and she's the back.
I would do that. I would be a unicorn. I'd like to be a unicorn for Mike S. Miller. A unicorn suit, but it'd be a rhino, obviously. But yeah, like a 2-man rhino unicorn suit.
Yeah, that'd be good.
You know what? I saw a video of Mike dancing with his wife, and I was so happy. I was so happy. You guys aware of this?
No.
All right, hold on. Max Rebo, $24.99. Thank you. I appreciate that. He says, you've given me hours of entertainment and introduced me to Comicsgate. Thanks for all you do. Good night. Good night to you. It was great. Great hearing you perform tonight as well, Max. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Here's the thing about being married. You have to you have to do well, y'all have to do a little bit of what the other person wants to do. Sometimes it's no fun. You know, sometimes it's no good. And that becomes intolerable. Like if you can't join me as a Halloween prank, it's no fun. But you know, here's the thing. If your wife wants to take ballroom dancing lessons, you have to go. And you can't sit there and say, oh, no, you know, it's gay or whatever you're going to say. My friends are going to make fun of me. I can't dance. It doesn't matter. You have to go. You just have to go. So Mike's wife likes to dance, and he just lets her dance with a partner. And I gave him hell over it. And I think he's now dancing with his wife. I saw a video of it. I was very pleased. Very pleased. Go dance with your wife.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that video.
Yeah. You got to do that. It sucks. Nobody wants to do that. Like, guys don't want to do that. Gojirify says, I'm glad we shamed Mike into dancing with his wife. Damn right. And he looked good. He looked good doing it.
I bet she really liked that too.
Of course. Maybe, well, maybe not. Maybe we, you know what I mean? I don't want to speculate. But you know, yeah, you got to do that, man.
She
got to do that.
Ernesto.
Now, what would Andrea want to do that I would have to? What does Andrea want to do that I would have to, like? If Andrea wanted to take cooking lessons, you know, I'm trying to think. This, I would go. I would go. What would Andrea want to do that I wouldn't want to do?
So Andrea, I'll go with her.
No, I'm going to go. That's the difference. Absolutely not. Nobody is cucking me. I will be there. Whatever she wants to do, I'm going to do it. I married that woman. She's my woman. I'm going to do what she wants to do. Show her a good time.
Tandem skydiving.
Damn it. That's really pushing it.
Yeah.
That is pushing it. I would do it if she needed me to.
She would have a different guy go with her too to show her how to do it, and you'd be stuck with a guy behind you the whole time.
Yeah, that is true, isn't it? That's not a good couples activity. Brett Favre says, I got rid of cable because after the last 2 years, I realized I didn't watch anything besides sports, and I just need internet for comics, for CG, Comicsgate, and streaming. I can walk to the bar for sports. Yeah, I am too heavy to skydive. You're right, Tam H. You have to be like 250, I think, or 220. I can't remember what it is, but yeah, I'd rather watch sports in a sports bar too. Oh, here's Mike. Mike says, sheesh. Mike, we're just talking about how it's important to do things with your wife. You know what we're talking about. Mike Brady says, what if Andrea wanted to go back in time and shoot JFK?
Oh.
As a couple, good couple activity.
Yeah. Well, we can do that right here. You know, I have the video game about shooting JFK right here on the computer. And basically what it is it lets you shoot JFK. It puts you in the perspective of Lee Harvey Oswald. You know what I mean? So you're Lee Harvey Oswald, you're in the book depository, and then
you're on the grassy knoll.
No, you're not. You're Lee Harvey Oswald. Nobody's on the grassy knoll, but you can shoot the grassy knoll if you want. And the whole motorcade comes by. And you can, I mean, it's really good. It's like everything's perfectly simulated, the whole area where it took place. And, you know, you can shoot the driver and then the car crashes into a telephone pole and they all go flying out like dummies. You can do whatever you want to do, or you can actually simulate the actual assassination. Everyone got very angry at the game. It's called JFK Reloaded. You can download it. It's free.
It sounds kind of like a joke, but I don't know if it's serious or that's.
Well, it is serious. It's not funny. You can make it funny. In fact, if you go on YouTube and just look up JFK Reloaded, you're going to see the funniest outtakes from what you can do. Like it gets really like you can just have and the crowd screams in horror, like the worse that it gets. So that makes it extra kind of funny too. But yeah.
Yeah, they had another game. It was a game that came out a few years ago called Border Patrol, and it started. Everybody was playing. It was like, it was extremely offensive, but fun. But it was very offensive. I was like,
oh. What's something that your wife wants you to do that you would not join her in? You know, like something real that you'd be like, I don't want to do that. Here's something Andrea wouldn't do. She wouldn't go on TV with me.
Really? No.
Not YouTube even, or
getting her to be on YouTube. Like she said hi to you guys a few times, you know, hi to the subscribers. But she like getting her to, let's say that we got invited to be on Fox News to talk about something like Comicsgate. She wouldn't go. No way. Way too shy.
Talk her into it.
Oh yeah.
Way too shy.
You'd have to talk her into it, but she'd do it.
Your wife would?
No, I believe your wife would.
Oh. Are you married? You're not married.
No.
You're a bachelor.
I'm a confirmed bachelor.
Yeah. No, she wouldn't do it. I wouldn't even bother to talk her into it because she'd be petrified. She's really scared.
So Sean Kennedy couldn't talk her into it.
No, she wouldn't care about that. She would want to go to meet people. She'd want to go to meet people, but she's like, you're the on the air guy. Like that. I don't do that. Like, I don't do that. I don't do well. I'm shy. And, you know, getting her to come on to do stuff on YouTube is always a little bit like, she'll come down the stairs and she'll say, is the camera on? Yeah, it is. And she'll go around the other way, you know.
And if you told her that it wasn't when it was, she would get really mad.
I wouldn't do that to her. Yeah, that's a betrayal of trust.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that to her.
The bacon mac that she was supposed to be making, because I was looking forward to a segment on that where she was going to make some bacon and mac.
She did that. I mean, she already did it, and she did it without telling me that she was going to do it.
Oh, so you didn't film it. That's why
I didn't film it.
Oh, see?
Yeah. Mike Murphy says, my wife's terribly shy as well. Not a big fan of talking about herself. Yeah, Andrea doesn't. Yeah, she's not into that. Just, you know.
I should call that guy that asked me to sleep with his wife.
What?
Never mind.
Comics Exposed, by the way, says, in regards to your earlier discussion about Nasser, He's the little brother from Assassination Nation. Oh, okay. All right. What were you saying, Antonio?
I was on Cecil's channel one time, and I told that story. The guy, when I was dating, I was picking up chicks on Craigslist, and this guy contacted me about having a encounter with his wife. But I was cool with that until he was telling me that he had to be in the room and all this kind of. I was like, "Oh, never mind." Oh yeah. Then after that, I was like, "Yeah, I'm out." He made good money too. He's a photographer and all this kind of stuff. He was like, "Yeah." It's like, yeah, he made good money.
That would be pretty awkward. He's a photographer, huh?
Yeah, his wife was cute. He sent me the picture. I was like, "Oh, okay." You know, we exchanged photos and you know, gave me his cell phone number and started trying to explain the detail. I was like, "Yeah." Once you told me you was in the room breathing, I was out. It was a wrap. I can't do it, bro.
You should have said, "Can I tie you to the chair?" You know what I mean? Can I punch you out? Be in the room, but I want to punch you out and tie you up.
Yeah, he knew he was like, yeah, he's like, "I'm not gonna touch you. I just want to, you know, I just want to watch, you know." Well, I mean, he specifically picked me because his wife had a fantasy about being with a black man.
Oh, they were white?
Yeah, they were white, and she wanted a black man, and he thought that I would be the right person. But I was like, "Yeah, brother, if you just over my way, we can go, we can do some business." But I'm not doing that thing where you just sitting there breathing. Watching what's going on.
Do you see what Mike S. Miller just said in the chat?
It wasn't. I know. I still have the email. I got his phone number and everything.
Horrendous behavior on the part of everyone. Listen, God is watching. Here's what you got to remember: the Lord is watching. He sees all this. Corrine L says, "It's getting weird. Interesting, but weird." Yeah, I don't know how it got this. What led to this? What was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about doing nice things with your wife, and then you brought that up.
I've lived a life.
I'm not arguing at all. I think you have.
Yeah.
I would have said though, can I punch you out? Let me knock you out and then do it. You can be in the room, but you'll be unconscious with a black eye. That would be better.
And Tony, do you say you met that guy through Tinder?
I met him through Craigslist.
Oh, Craigslist, yeah.
Oh God, who the hell is Craig? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Craigslist is sketchy. It's a lot of bots.
Well, they shut that part of the they shut the personal section down because I used to meet a lot of women on there, man. That used to be the spot. I would just throw up an ad and I started tailoring my ads for whatever depravity I was looking for. So I was like, "I'd like a blonde to, you know, this guy. I'd like a hot Latino chick." You know, it was like boom, and I'd sit, and then everybody would start sending me these pictures, and I'd be like, "Oh, okay." So you can kind of pick who you want, and it's cool.
Brett Favre. I'm sorry. Go. Let me read this. Brett Favre says, "Was the photographer SJW Spider-Man?" That would have been interesting.
If someone told me he was living that lifestyle, I would believe that. I would believe that about SJW Spider-Man.
Yeah, I would too.
I would definitely believe that. And bitch, I know you listening. So yeah, I said it.
10G1K says, "Religion and entertainment question. Christian Bale thanked Satan. Was he being funny? Or are a bunch of Pervywood people actually Satan worshipers?"
I could believe that. I always hear about these secret societies and stuff. So.
No, I don't think so. I honestly think no. I think that they, first of all, they would have to believe in God in order to believe in Satan. They don't believe in God. You know what I mean? Why would you believe it? Why would you choose Satan? First of all, here's the question: if Satan exists, then God exists, presumably. That's the whole order of reality there. So Satan exists, God exists. Why at that point would you choose Satan? You're just doing it to be a dick. So you don't believe in God. You don't believe in Satan. You're just trying to piss off Mike S. Miller. That's all it is. People are just trying to make Mike mad. And I know the Church of Satan is a thing. I'm just saying they're being contrarians. Gojirify says, "Welcome to late night sexy party." No. It's not. It's not. Poor Narwhal. He's just sitting here like, what the hell?
I love Sexy Boy. The last episode was great. It's called Sex Jesus. It's on iTunes.
Sex Jesus.
Sex Jesus is on iTunes right now. Check it out.
Yeah. Everyone's mad at Christian Bale. Called Moses a psycho when he filmed the movie, and his movie on Dick Cheney was rotten. I didn't see the Dick Cheney movie.
He's gonna get another Academy Award nomination for that. I was like,
Yeah.
the trailer was funny, but I was just like, kept having heart attacks. I was like, whoa. I was like, they were going in on him. But I mean, liberals, that's what they do.
Apparently, Zach called Mike. He called him Mitch Miller in the latest video. So Zach is a little confused, a little punchy. He has kind of created a composite of Mitch Breitweiser and Mike S. Miller, two people he probably has never spoken to in his life.
I've been cloned.
Yeah, you know. I mean, they'd be perfect. Like, honestly, you know, Mitch and Mike, if they were both like combined, I think they'd be the perfect human being. Would they be perfect? Nah, you don't need Mike in there. Just Mitch is fine by himself. You know what I mean?
You have to mix them just right, then maybe you get something.
Gojirify says, "What's your story, Narwhal? Your turn." Yeah, Narwhal's quiet. What's your story?
Do you guys know about the ethics of sliding into DMs? Have you heard that term?
I have heard that term. I've done it many times.
See, I want to know how okay it is, because I saw a tweet like a week ago. It was kind of an SJW-ish tweet, and it was like a girl artist. I think she said, like, guys, don't follow artists, don't follow female artists in hopes of dating them. And I was like, psh, I don't do that. And even if I did, it wouldn't be that bad. But I got my first official Twitter crush the last few days, so I've been thinking about sliding into DMs. But I don't know.
Oh, you met like a female artist?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's the ideal situation. I think about that all the time. You know, it's like I gotta get Andrea to write. You'd be down in the basement working long, crazy hours. You know, thinking about weird stuff like I do. It's a good situation. Artists should kind of be with artists, I guess. The bad thing is you're both flaky. You know, Andrea is a bank manager. She's responsible. You know, she knows what to do with money. I don't. You know, so it's a good partnership too. But yeah, like dating someone who's a cartoonist or whatever. I mean, that works on a pretty good level. There's a lot to that.
Yeah, I like that. I heard it's good to have shared values, which that seems a little hard. Like in Portland, it's hard to meet, a girl who doesn't think she's oppressed, or whatever.
Yeah, I can't stand Portland, Oregon, man. I used to live there.
Yeah,
I lived there. I lived in Milwaukee over the bridge. Wow,
you lived in Milwaukee?
Yeah, right across the street from Dark Horse Comics. I lived in an apartment complex right across the street from Dark Horse. I can still go there in my mind and walk around the streets, the desolate streets. It is desolate. Like businesses that would open up and go out of business in 2 weeks. Oh, there's a toy store here. Oh, it's out of business.
So it's like Cleveland when LeBron James left the Cavs.
Ugh.
Portland, my day job is I work at the Fred Meyer Deli on Hawthorne in Southeast Portland. And I was working there and there were lights everywhere. And people were like, there's this guy named the Hawthorne Poker. And he goes around poking people with a rebar pipe. And the cops are trying to catch him. And we're like, shit, the Portland or the Hawthorne Poker is loose. You got to watch out for this rebar getting poked randomly.
I understand how Portlandia got made now. After you told that story, that pretty much just explains everything.
Milwaukee is spelled like IE though. This isn't Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Is it? Where's Milwaukee? Is it in Wisconsin?
Wisconsin. That's why I thought you was talking about. I got a buddy from there. He down here a few years ago.
It's Milwaukee, Oregon, which is that is the town that Dark Horse Comics is in.
Oh, yeah, it's like really close to Portland or it's in it or something.
I was like, I thought you were talking about Wisconsin.
Go over the Morrison Bridge. I'd be right in downtown Portland, Oregon. On the other side of the bridge, there was a great big comic book store and I can't remember what it's called now. But that's the comic book store that I was in when I found out that Marvel Comics had stolen X-23 from me, or X-32. So that's interesting. But yeah, I lived there. The whole place is like, when you talk to weirdos from Oregon, from Portland, I mean, all these like weirdo comic guys, you're like, why? Why are you all from Oregon? Because it's a shithole that's established and made for people like that. Like, you go into the city and it's like, okay, there are a lot of coffee shops, and then most of the city is like artist lofts. Okay, so you can rent an artist loft, and what it is it's a storefront. You walk in, and it's a storefront where there's some shitty paintings hung up around on the walls that you can shop and buy, and you better buy them because there's a dude sleeping in like a bunch of like blankets and pillows in the loft right above. So if you were to look up at the ceiling, you'd see some hippie up there sleeping above his paintings, and that's the Portland lifestyle, the Portland artist lifestyle. Please buy my paintings. No, I don't want to buy. I'm sorry. You glued your girlfriend's used tampons to a canvas. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. And that's like most of what Portland, Oregon is. That is the art community there. And that's why they're all so angry.
I got a plan for some street art. I don't know if I'll ever do it, but I want to make flyers that say like, meet in this park at 10 o'clock on Saturday if you're a straight white male for public self-flagellation for white guilt, and see who goes.
Yeah. All of them will go.
Yeah, and I'll film it. Or I'll lead it maybe. Undercover.
Ronnie Strike says, just finished my karaoke gig and you guys are a great nightcap. Hey, that's cool. I didn't know you have a karaoke gig. I guess you like spin the records for people to sing. Empire Karaoke, it says. Mark C says, kind of ironic that Andrea has a face for television and Ethan has a face for radio. Well, I mean, it's not ironic, you know. She likes my face. Andrea does like my face. Mike S. Miller says bums. He assesses Portland, Oregon as bums, and they poop in the streets.
Yeah, a lot of those liberal cities shit everywhere, like the Middle Ages.
Yeah, it just isn't good, Narwhal. We got to get you out of there.
Yeah, I like my roommate. I live with my cousin, but yeah, eventually I need to get out of here.
Have you seen what I'm talking about? Does that still exist?
Yeah, my cousin is like what you're talking about with the art and stuff.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I was there.
I mean, a different cousin, yeah, not the one I live with.
Not the one you live with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there in 97 and 98. Like that's when I lived in Portland. And it sucks so bad, dude. And people talk about how it's like the suicide capital of the United States. And not for, there's a good reason for it. Like there's something about it that's just a bummer.
I heard it's the open relationship or poly. It's the poly capital of the United States too. There might be a correlation.
Yeah, that can't help.
Yeah, because there's a correlation to cuckery with that, and then with that, there's a correlation to suicide.
I totally understand that.
Yeah.
Like if you realize you're a cuck,
then it's downhill to the gutter from there with a bullet in between your teeth. Yeah.
There's nothing like there is no. Some people are like, yeah, but you get to sleep with a hot girl too. I don't care. Line them up.
Ethan, you gotta look at the chat. There's a guy in there called Young Ethan. Now it's hilarious. He took your picture. Oh my god, it's cracking.
He said, "I banged with the Freckles girl and her timid friends."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it was so awkward. It was in a stinky basement.
Oh,
filthy couch. It wasn't like you hope it would be. It wasn't like that. It was awkward. And then I had to go back to the mall.
So it wasn't like the Peter North movies?
No. It was like, are you into this? And she's like, yeah. What the hell's going on? Why are we doing this? Take me back to work.
Did
like
you
that.
Wrap it up at least? Or
what?
Did you wrap it up at least? Or
oh, of course.
Oh yeah.
Of course. Safe.
Went in raw dog.
Yeah. Somebody said faux leather is the best leather. It wasn't faux leather. It was like plaid, like what do you know? Brad Noble says I call BS. Brad, why would I make that up? I'm not making that up. If I were going to make up a story, I'd make myself sound way cooler than that. It's 100% true. 100% true. And by the way, it turned out that I kind of like the awkward one a little bit, and I took a walk with her down her sidewalk, talked to her. It was like wanted to hold her hand, and she didn't want to hold my hand.
So it's like every woman I've ever been.
It sucked, dude. It was so bad. So it's like, have you ever been with two girls at once? Yeah, kind of, but whatever. In any case, the hell. Yeah, I know. She was like not into it. Neon Rogue says the feminists don't shave their armpits in January.
Also facts.
Or any month.
Yeah, and Valentine's Day is coming up, and girls don't like being single on Valentine's Day, so that'll be my time.
Yeah. Valentine's Day is the worst holiday. What do we get? Like, well, we get, but I mean, it's a lot of work. Like, I don't, we just got done with Christmas. That's what pisses me off. Valentine's Day sucks.
That's one that's just to sell cards or whatever.
Yeah, flowers. Like you got to do cards. I like to write. Andrew and I are good at writing each other thoughtful cards. Like we make each other cry.
But I mean, you sound like this sucks.
It does because look, okay. It goes like this. You're gonna probably you go to dinner, all right. But what do you do? Do you order flowers still? You know what I mean? Candy. She's doesn't want any candy. Flowers, a card. That's it. I mean, really, like you either go cheap or super expensive. So you're either doing flowers, candy, dinner, or jewelry. There's no in between. There's no Sega Genesis that I can. Sega Genesis. Why did I say that? PlayStation 4. There's no moderately priced gift. You know what I mean? You're either buying them diamonds or you're buying them flowers. And I don't want to buy either right now. It's all so unoriginal. I gotta think of something good for Andrea this year. Trevor Wright says nobody wants to hold hands with a toe thumbs. Oh, that breaks me.
Ethan, I know what you got to get Andrea for Valentine's Day. Get her a rhinoceros costume that takes two people.
Happy Valentine's Day, sweetheart. This is something that we can both enjoy. And she opens it, and it's a 2-man like rhino costume.
And you're like,
I'm like, this is for me as much as it is for you. And she's thinking it's lingerie, but it's a rhino costume that we can both wear. That is a good gift.
You can be the head once a year, baby.
See, that is something I would do, and she knows that I would do something like that. That's the problem. Brett Favre again. Thanks for $9.99. Says, I live in New York City, Mordor for SJWs. When I bring girls back to my apartment, they see my MAGA flag and get pissed off. Any advice from Uncle E or Lord Commander of Sexy Party? Blindfold them. I don't know.
I'm the worst gift giver and stuff. I'm just like, can I just get you some money or something?
Yeah, can I write you a check? You know what I mean? Can I just, I don't know. Gift card for Shell gasoline. what? Go Jurify says EVS, take Andrea dancing. You have to think like, your woman is not like every other woman. Trevor Wright says, would Andrea let you take Mike's wife dancing? Yeah, Andrea knows about the Mike's wife situation. She feels bad about it, so she might let me do that. Poor Mike's wife. No, we were just establishing that Mike is now dancing with his own wife, and that's a good thing. Michael Pronesti says Rose Tico sheets sealed the deal 100% of the time. Do you think so?
What did you do with those sheets, by the way, since she already knew?
The whole thing was a bust. It pissed me off. I can't tell people what I'm going to do before I do it. So about six months ago, I ordered Rose Tico bed sheets, you know. And I was going to put they were like Last Jedi bed sheets, but Rose Tico featured prominently on them. And the plan was to put them on the bed and then just film Andrea's reaction to it, you know. Well, somebody told Andrea, they spammed her Facebook page with spoilers. And so she came down, she said, "Where are the Rose Tico bed sheets?" I said, "What?" She said, "Yeah, your subscribers already told me." And totally blew it. Like it was going to be a really good video. No, I never put them on. It was pointless. She said, "Don't put those on." You know, they ruined it. You guys, you can't do that. If I tell you stuff like that, yeah, don't do that. Don't spoil it for everyone. Just it was going to be a good video, you know.
So everyone keep your mouths shut about the rhinoceros costume.
Yeah, that's a secret. Here's something we can both enjoy. Oh, it's funny. That is a really good idea, Narwhal. And she, like, honestly, it would work for anyone else except for me, because she would expect that kind of thing. She'd be like, "Oh, yeah." Donut Swan, Narwhal, this is bad strategy. Two pros would just fight. Find a woman who compliments you, not a female you. An art student would let you do anything. Student, Donut Swan says. So go young.
I live right next to a university, so.
How old are you, Narwhal?
I'm 32, just old enough to start a cult. And have
that is. You know, you're going to outlive Jesus Christ, and just presuming you live past next year. You think about that at all?
It did cross my mind because it comes up. Yeah, I hear that. Oh yeah, he died when he was 33. I'm almost 33.
Yeah. You know,
I get Jesus complex.
Yeah. You know, the 2018 was like the 100-year anniversary of Jesus being able to vote, or the 2000 year, not 100-year, 2000-year anniversary. What did Jesus do when he was 19? What do you do when you're 19?
I just know Mel Gibson version. He was a carpenter.
Yeah. What if he could make a cuckoo clock? What did those guys make? What would Jesus make as a carpenter?
Boats.
He'd make boats?
Yeah, because, you know, people have to fish, so you make boats so they can fish.
Yeah, he probably did. He probably did make boats.
You know, doors and stuff for houses, roofing, and all kind of stuff like that.
And in the scene from The Passion of the Christ, he builds a chair, and he builds it like a tall chair, like a high chair kind of. And someone's like, "Why'd you build the chair so high? There's no tables that work for this." And he's like, "I'm going to build those too. I'm going to sell twice the amount of tables because every chair needs a table." Or I don't know.
Trevor Wright is pretty funny in the chat. Just sending him a little shout out. Yeah, a chair by Jesus. I feel weird sitting in it. Or would I feel great sitting in it?
Did you ever hear that song, Dear Mr. Jesus, that was in the 80s? It was, I think it was about child abuse or something, but it was a big hit. I was like, they used to play it on the radio all the time in the 80s.
You ever make a woman scream, "Dear Mr. Jesus"? I bet you do, Antonio.
I've heard the Lord's name in my bedroom a few times.
Yeah.
It was nice. It was glorious.
That song Luca is depressing. Dee brings up Luca. She lived on the second floor. Yeah. I don't think she was a kid, though. I think she was a full-grown woman who was being smacked around.
Yeah, that's not good. I live on the second floor.
What did she say? She said, "I live upstairs from you." Like, so what? Like, I would probably be like, "All right, I was just getting my mail. Can I go? Get to it. What's the problem?" "Oh my God." And then she would tell me, and then I'd feel bad that I rushed her. What are the lyrics, Antonio?
Well, I just remember my name is Luca. I live on the second floor. The rest of it, I'd have to just, like, I don't know, Google's your friend.
All right, I'm Googling it now. She says, if you hear something late at night, some kind of trouble, some kind of fight, just don't ask me what it was. And then she says, "I think it's because I'm clumsy. I try not to talk too loud. Maybe it's because I'm crazy. I try not to act too proud." That's sad. That's sad. She's trying to be good, but she just can't be good enough. She just can't be good enough. She says, "Yes, I think I'm okay. I walked into a door again." I had to use that. By the way, when Hunter was born, Hunter literally did. Like, he was like a year old. And and he's kind of walking around. He walked into a door and gave himself a black eye. So my first son had a black eye, and people, how did he get that? Oh, he walked into a door. You know what I mean? And everybody would look at me like, are you punching that infant?
Did you have a white beater on at the time when you said this?
No, I did. Like, you know, but I'm even if I did, like, I'm not punching an infant. Why would they go to that? Why would they think that I would punch an infant?
That's kind of scary that anyone would think that about you.
How mad would you have to be to punch an infant? It's awful. It's awful. So yeah. So walked into a door again. If you ask, that's what I'll say, and it's not your business anyway. I guess I just like to be alone with nothing broken, nothing thrown. Just don't ask me how I'm. I'd be like, I was just getting the mail. I mean, excuse me. James in Creative Conflict says, I'd like to point out the viewer count went up. What viewer count? The viewer count here?
After Doug left,
after
maybe?
Doug left, yeah. People get mad about Doug, man. I get messages. I'm gonna tell Doug this. I still haven't told him this to his face. I just talk behind his back. All my messages are like, get Doug out of there. Like, he ruins everything.
When the mic thing happened, I had a couple people message me about Doug, and I was like, Doug's a good guy, but no, F that guy. He's a horrible person. And I was like,
yeah.
Dude, it was like they didn't realize we were all just goofing around and stuff. And I was just like, man, but it was weird that he's just here for the money. I'm not buying anything from him. And I was like, they were just saying all kind of horrible stuff.
They do. They're like, people like, Ethan, Doug ruins everything that you do. And I was like, he does? And they're like, they reassure me. Doug ruins everything that you do. And I don't want to hurt Doug's feelings. You know what I mean? Like,
I like Doug. That's why I was saying. Yeah, I enjoy Doug. It's like he's always, I don't know, he's always had my back, so I rock with him.
No, yeah. I can, but people just tell me this stuff. People are just like, Doug, he comes in and he sucks the air out of the room. And some people are like, I can't stand listening to him. When Doug talks, that's when I click away.
Doug and Cecil are a good pair because Cecil will keep him honest, kind of.
Like I said, I can start telling when he's had a little too much to drink, because that's when I think sometimes when he says he starts being more honest.
Yeah,
he'd be a little abrasive after he's had a few too many go down. Yeah. That's why that stream with Mike, I don't even know if you still have that up. It was about 4-hour stream. Man, that was a crazy night, because it just seemed like after he got to a certain point, I was like, okay, he's had a few too many. It was great.
John Whalen points out that Doug doesn't believe in Comicsgate. He doesn't believe in it. Wow, that's terrible. People are calling him drum. Yeah, I can't even say Dirtworm Doug without laughing. When I first saw Dirtworm Doug in the chat, Doug was in the chat, and I had to read it to him. I was like, dirt, like I couldn't get it out. I was dying laughing. It was so funny.
It was hilarious.
Dirtworm Doug did it again. Yeah, it is funny. But people have criticisms of Doug, and I understand.
I mean, he'd give you the shirt off his back. I mean that.
I don't want that. Johnny in Cleveland says, I think Doug does believe in Comicsgate. I don't think he believes in a list of who's in and out. What does that mean? Like a list of who's in and out?
I think that's the gatekeeping thing.
Oh yeah. I don't believe in that either. That's stupid. I was in that stream tonight, and basically they were trying to get me to denounce War Campaign. There's this weird quest that a certain segment of Comicsgaters have. They need me to denounce Comicsgate or to denounce War Campaign.
Hearing that they work for you, and then they you send them out to dig up information on people.
Right.
That people believe that. Look on my YouTube, all that they be going in. They be like, Ethan uses these guys to do investigations on people. They do. I was like,
everyone's crazy. People are projecting. that's part of what tonight's stream was about. I was like, do you honestly say that out loud with me in here in this room? Say it out loud, and I'm just gonna sit here, and I want you to say to me that I use the war campaign like they're my shock troops, and I send them out to investigate people.
Pando, run a background check on Rifamus.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of like not good. I don't know if the word's empathy or whatever. People need to realize how busy you are, and you got other shit to worry about.
Well, people, look, war campaign can be doing whatever they're doing. I don't know, and I don't care. The idea that I know is what's offensive to me. It's not that whatever war campaign's up to, whatever their enemies are up to, I don't know. I'm not paying attention. You understand?
Really believe that. Trust me, I've had way too many people try to tell me. They was like, he's using them to run investigations on people that are his enemies. And I was like, Ethan, I've talked to Ethan 1,000 times. Are you out of your fucking mind?
Like, first of all, I refuse to admit that I have enemies. Who has enemies? I don't have enemies.
He has enemies all the time. That's what Richard said. He said, I have enemies. Yeah. He doesn't say he doesn't have people. He says he has enemies. But I know he's been through some real shit. But sometimes when he says enemies, I'll be like,
yeah, you're getting a little too. Yeah, I don't have enemies. I have people that don't like me, but I don't I only have, when it comes to Comicsgate, I only have a problem with one person. And I said that tonight on this thing. They're like, well, what about, Sashi? I have no problem with Sashi. What about Nurkish? No problem with Nurkish. If either of them said, hey, can we talk? I'd be like, yep. No problem with them at all. They have a problem with me. I have no problem with any of these people. None of them. Absolutely none of them. I don't consider anyone to be I don't consider Renfamus to be an enemy. She's just a goofball. I don't consider any of these people to be my enemies. I don't think I have enemies. I'm sure some people think that they are my enemy, but that's their opinion.
People that don't like you. That's a fact. You got people that don't like you. I don't know if you would. I don't know.
Well, yeah. Look, James Hayes says Captain Cummings hates you, and I still don't know why. I didn't do anything to Captain Cummings at all. So I figure like with something like Captain Cummings, it's either his problem and he'll come around, or he won't. But like, I don't hate Captain Cummings at all. He hates me because whatever it is.
I think he was just like jealous because he was first, but he got surpassed by once.
That's the theory, but that's like insulting to him. So like, you can't just say you're just jealous because everybody went past you. Like, it's an insult. So
yeah, I don't, and I think it's more detailed than that. I'm just based on some of the stuff I heard on videos and stuff like that. That it seemed, I know he was upset about the when the Trump Space Force thing happened and all that. I know he was upset with that. He thought he was throwing shade at Tim and all them. So I was like, I know that stuff.
Ben Pachetti, I am working on Cyberfrog. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm talking and working on Cyberfrog. I showed people just 5 seconds. Well, maybe it was 2 hours ago. I'm talking and drawing. It's okay. Yeah, that's what everybody does. Yeah. So okay. So we talked about we took apart what the main problem was, because you forget. I still don't know what Tim. Well, I do know what Tim Lim's issue is, but he should get over it. He should really get over it. So the problem is that like one thing doesn't, like, you think you resolve one thing, but like there's a certain type of person that like, even though you've put it past you, they haven't. They say they have, but they haven't. And it's still in there stewing around. What happened was Mike S. Miller shows up. Mike, if you're in the chat, if you're still here, come on in. Let's talk about this. So Mike S. Miller, around July, late June or July of 2018, he kind of like breaks away. He finishes all his work and he decides that he's going to be a part of Comicsgate. And he's always been Comicsgate, but he wants to hang out. He wants to do an Indiegogo campaign. He wants to do that. Now, when Mike S. Miller joined, this weird thing happened that I still can't understand it, but a lot of parties that I was not even aware of People think I know them. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Don't pay attention. I mind my own business. But people were like, Ethan is inviting all these pros in, and these pros are sucking like all of the money out that would have gone to our independent Indiegogo campaigns. They're going to definitely give their money to Mike S. Miller instead of, this book, because these guys are pros. I don't think that's how it works. I never thought that was how it works. But in any case, Mike S. Miller shows up. That pisses people off. John Malin pissed people off. I don't know why. And then Mike decided, and I in a way, this rubbed me. I never told Mike this, but this bothered me too a little bit. Mike's like, hey, I'm drawing a Comicsgate poster that I'm going to sell at San Diego Comic-Con. And he's got my characters on it. He didn't ask me. You know what I mean? He just did it. Mike, if you're still in the chat, Mike didn't ask me if he could use my characters to make money. He just assumed. And that was annoying. But I love Mike, and I'll forgive a million sins. And he forgives me too. That's just the way it goes. I make fun of him. He forgives me. He wrongs me and borrows my characters without asking.
I'm still good to put that shirt out, right? Because I asked.
Yeah. No. You asked. You asked, and I said, hell yeah.
I don't want no shit, man.
I said, hell yeah. I was like, absolutely.
Okay.
But anyway, so that's the thing. So Mike is making this poster, and it's like, hey, these are Comicsgate characters. All right. And so he puts like Jawbreakers, he puts like his characters, he puts my characters, he puts Rainbow Brute. Basically, he just puts like me and Diversity Comics, John Malin stuff, and his stuff. And then that's it. And then he shows the poster. There he is. So he shows the poster. Mike, this has come up a lot today and yesterday.
Yeah, dude, you're just saying that did not happen.
All right, tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me where I'm wrong.
I just said I was drawing a piece. I didn't say I was gonna. You're the one that said I should sell a poster.
I didn't. Did I say that to you?
Yeah.
All right, I take it back. Then I was wrong. But anyway, Mike was drawing a piece. Okay, so here's the thing, and I guess I did. I said sell the poster. No problem. I take that back. But Mike was drawing the piece. He was drawing my characters. And everyone's not everyone's characters. That was the problem. So he goes on Twitter. He shows the piece, and then a bunch of people feel left out. Right? Because this was supposed to be like people assumed it was the official Comicsgate poster.
Stamp of approval by our gatekeeper, Ethan Van Sciver.
Well, that's how you made it seem. So you're like, so people said, hey, why isn't Rags on there? And I was like, what is Rags?
I know. What the hell's a rag?
Yeah. And like, why isn't Donald Thump on there?
Oh boy.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
So
this was literally the day after Ethan told me I should be Comicsgate. I'm like, okay. And I had no idea what anything besides the ones I drew on there were.
Yeah.
You know?
Of course. Yeah. Because that's like, honestly, like Comicsgate is kind of compartmentalized. Like there's some people who hang out. It's not, see, people think there's one Comicsgate and there isn't. It's like everyone can be Comicsgate. It's just kind of like we're broken down into cliques because some of us are friends. And then they're friends and
definitions too.
Yeah. So, it's like, so Mike was basically drawing his friends' characters, and other people are like, hey, why isn't my thing on there? So Mike actually said to me on Twitter, Mike, tell me if I misremember this, because I'm not batting 100 or 1,000 right now. I am batting 100. Mike said to me, Ethan, can I get a ruling on that character?
Yep.
Yeah.
Which character was it? Do you remember?
It was Thump. It was the rabbits.
Oh, okay. So imagine Tim. Imagine how pissed off Tim is. So first of all, somebody asked me in a live stream, like, "Hey, are the Trump books Comicsgate?" And I said no. All right, so Tim was like over that.
That was when your dad was on the stream. I remember I was watching that live.
Yeah. It's Father's Day. It's Father's Day. And so there was that. So Tim's pissed at that, but I didn't know he was pissed about that. I didn't know. And then, he should be on the poster, and Mike is asking me for a second time. This is now a second time that people have had to ask me if Tim Lim is legit.
And then Cummings blew his freaking lid.
Yeah. So imagine being Tim Lim. So Tim Lim's like, what the hell? Like, I've been doing this. Ethan was at DC, and I've been out here, like, banging the pavement, like doing Trump books and being indie, and I'm Comicsgate. Ethan comes out and he says that I'm not Comicsgate. And then Mike S. Miller's here, and John Mayle and all these other pros. What the So this is all going on. Like, this is a boiling, seething cauldron, that I'm unaware of. And apparently Tim started talking. Ethan's gatekeeping. He thinks he's king of the world.
And he was keeping the transcripts.
Yeah, Tim had a transcript made up of me denying that Trump was Comicsgate. He had a transcript ready to go. He had a written transcript ready to confront me. So I'm naive about all this. I'm telling you, I'm a dummy. Like most people, when I say I'm a dummy, people go, "No, you sound smart." No, I don't. Well, maybe I do, but I'm really stupid. Okay, I don't know what's going on ever. I never know what people are talking about, and I never know what's going on. It's one thing you'll learn about me if you know me, if you get to know me. So I invite a whole lot of people. I go, yeah, I'm hearing some complaints that people feel kind of left out of of the whole thing. Like if I put everyone on I think even Cummings was saying this. He was saying, you basically you eat all alone. You have a big audience. You're supporting Cyberfrog that way, but other people would really like to have a little spotlight, and you're hogging all the spotlight.
When was Cummings saying that?
What?
When did Cummings say that?
He would say that to me privately. People would say things to me like that privately. Cummings would kind of, that was what was going around. That was what was in the air.
He made that freaking video talking crap about me like the next day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I'm like, dude, this is the guy we were all chummy with like 2 nights ago the night you closed out at 400,000.
Yeah.
That was a good show too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So there were a whole lot of people. So I just naively said, I want everybody, since everybody wants to be on my show, I'm going to let everyone on my show. We're going to have a great big Comicsgate live stream. It was the first Comicsgate live stream. You can go back and watch it. Now, suddenly my inbox started to flood with people warning me that this was a trap. I'd invited these people on, and they had shit to say, and I was walking into a trap. And I was like what? Like, what are they? I didn't even know anybody had anything bad to say about me. I didn't know what was going on. Oh, yeah. So I tried to get things out of people, and they were like, no, we're going to save it until the show. I thought, that's weird. So you want to just ambush me on my own show that I'm graciously letting you onto. Like, think about that. Like, I'm like graciously opening up my channel to have you on as a guest, and you are planning to use that opportunity to make me uncomfortable and, possibly embarrass me. That's nice. That's nice. So the first thing I did was Doug Ernst is a nice. I like Doug Ernst. Doug had some problems with me. I didn't know what they were, but I took some guesses, and I had Doug Ernst on beforehand to spill the beans. And Doug did spill some beans. He started to warn me about what was coming, and that was an uncomfortable stream, but I think it was good. And then we had everybody on the live stream.
I actually liked the Doug stream better than the stream when everybody was on, because I was like, boy, y'all was spilling the tea. You and Doug, that stream before, y'all was putting it out there. I was like, oh wow, okay. It was interesting.
Yeah. I'll do that. Like, I don't care. I'm not going to hide anything really unless I have to. But for the most part, I'll just put it out there. I'll say if you don't if we're not going to be friends after that, we're not going to be friends. But I'm going to say what's up, and I kind of expect other people too. Now Cummings decided. First of all, Cummings.
Doug had it after was after me on that stream too. Remember?
Doug was after you. Yeah, well, you were the problem. Like they were like, who is he and why is he here? He's a carpetbagger. Like that was the whole thing about you. And I'm like, you're my friend, and I'm letting my friends in to like eat up Comicsgate, and I'm ruining it for them. You know, essentially was the whole thing. So so I had Doug on. I talked to Doug. Now, Cummings had been on the night before. I did do a telethon for Cyberfrog, and we hit 400,000 that night. And Captain Cummings was there with me. I was like, yeah, he's the grandfather of Comicsgate. He's really important.
Yep.
I thought we were friends. Like, this is how dumb I am. Like, I thought Cummings and I were friends. I thought Nurkish and I were friends. And these guys hated me the whole time. I didn't know it. Yeah, Mike Miller probably hates me. I wouldn't blame it. I wouldn't blame him, though. Mike, do you secretly hate me? Secretly.
It's no secret.
Yeah.
I've got a whole. I do a daily stream about you, Ethan. I don't know if you've seen it.
I haven't seen it. Is it hate?
It's called The Ethan Show.
It's called Cross Examinations.
So yeah, so
just talking crap about you every single day.
Well, that's what I do. I was just talking crap about you because I knew you were in the audience.
I know.
Yeah. But no, but so Mike was, so it was a big old thing with Mike. But we had everybody on. Mike was there. Everybody was gonna just spill it, like, you know, what's your problem? Yeah, like, by the way, Captain Cummings refused to come on. What Captain Cummings did instead was make a horrific video about me.
Saw that.
A rip-roaring video about me that was just out of nowhere, you know. Like, and what are you gonna do? Tell me to kill myself? You know, like, I was like, oh God, that's ugly. Jesus, that's ugly. Like, we talk nice to each other every day. Where is this coming from?
It was pretty weak behavior.
Didn't make sense to me. It made all the fans feel uncomfortable. And I wrote to him, and he seemed, the weird thing about Cummings at the time was that he wasn't fully invested yet. Like, now he's sort of what's the expression that Zach always uses? Oh, he's the bit. What's he?
Hard in the paint.
Not hard in the paint. That means you're aggressive. You've got to something the bit, sell the bit, something like that.
Commit to the bit.
Commit to the bit. Yeah. Okay. So he hadn't fully committed to the bit yet, because we talked. I was like, "What did I do to you? Why are you so mad at me?" I was like, you know, we should get on a stream and work this out. Like, this isn't right. That's not you. That's not the you I know. We've been through a lot. And finally, he was just kind of like, you know what? You can tell everybody that I apologized if you want, or don't. I don't give a shit. Like, that kind of thing. It was really odd. And like, so I was like, no, we have to do it together, because people need to see that we've made up publicly, because people are upset. People don't like this. People wouldn't, if like me and Mike started fighting, like really fighting, it would upset people. Like, people would be unhappy about it. One time I said to Zach, I said, what would happen? Like, what if I betrayed you? And he just went, you would hurt a lot of people's feelings. You know what I mean? Like, Zach's always straightforward like that. Like, if you betrayed me, you would hurt a lot of people's feelings. It's not about he didn't say my feelings. He said a lot of people's feelings. And I always think about that.
Well, see, here's the thing with me, though, because a lot of people, especially when I first started appearing on the street, because I came on about a month after all that stuff happened. And the people started trying to convince me that you were evil. You know, there were all he just needs a black guy, so that's why he picked you, and all this kind of thing. I kept hearing that. But then there were the other people that were saying, this is supposed to be a leaderless movement, and Ethan has co-opted it. And if someone had co-opted it, it should have been Zach, not you.
Oh, is that what they say?
Yeah, that's what they say. It's like, if there was going to be somebody that's going to lead Comicsgate, it should have been Richard C. Meyer. It shouldn't be Ethan.
Yeah.
And then so it was that kind of thing. And it's like, it's either that or we need to be leaderless. And
yeah, but I never said I was the leader. Like, this is what's so difficult. Like, it's like, You guys are the ones, like the people who are saying that, you're the ones who are saying that I'm the leader. I'm not saying I'm the leader at Comicsgate. Point of fact, I've said over and over again, and I've made videos about how everyone is the leader at Comicsgate. I am not the leader at Comicsgate. That is your perception, and it's your perception because you see I have the biggest following. That's all it is. You're jealous of my following, and you think that makes you less significant as a creator or a personality or a voice within Comicsgate.
But you
That's
do
your problem.
But you do recognize that your the amount of followers you have on YouTube and on Twitter, you know, obviously your reputation is 25-year pro. That gives you a lot of influence that the normal person in this movement wouldn't have, that cachet.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
But that doesn't make me the leader. That just makes me a prominent. I don't mind when people call me a prominent voice within Comicsgate. I don't even mind it when they call me the most prominent voice within Comicsgate, even though that's debatable because Zach is pretty fucking big. That's all fine. But when you say the leader of Comicsgate, no, I'm not. Everyone is the leader of Comicsgate. I'm just a guy on the radio. You know, I'm just a guy on YouTube talking about Comicsgate stuff. And most of the things that I say, I stole from Zach. You know, it's like I watch his show and I was a student of him. I'm a pupil of diversity in comics. You know, it's like I listen to what he said and I think about it and I expand upon it. I add my own ideas. But, you know, Zach is definitely, you know, the guy who originated a lot of the philosophy and where he got it from. I'm sure he got it from other people, too.
Well, he's always cited like Captain Cummings as one of the, you know, he's always cited Captain Cummings as an influence on him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
there you go. Captain Cummings is the leader.
Yeah, like tell him that. Say, you're the leader then.
He can have it.
Right. Like, I don't want to be the leader. It's the problem is this has to be a leaderless movement because here's the thing. Even if I were like evil and I wanted power, you know, and wanted to be the leader of something, it would be really, really stupid because you see how people are trying to destroy Comicsgate? It would all be about destroying me. Why would I want that? Like all of people's energy and focus would be on destroying me personally.
But
and
it seems like they are trying to destroy you right now.
Yeah. But they're trying to destroy Mike too. You know, they're spreading it around a little bit. Like we all take a fair share of the heat.
You seem to take more than a fair share of the heat.
Yeah.
And obviously Zach did before he shut his. You know, he seems a lot happier since he walked away from Twitter. But when he was on Twitter, boy, it was lit. Every day.
Zach can't. I've always said that Zach is like a dog. Zach cannot not pick a fight. So if Zach would just get on Twitter and just say some things and not fight with people, he'd be a lot happier. But Zach gets into fights and then he continues the fights, and that's why he gets upset. But I mean, you know, he would do that on Facebook too. He would get into fights and he could not let a fight go until he had made the other person give up and walk away. And these people are not going to give up and walk away ever. And so he's going to be constantly in a state of fight. And that is demoralizing. I don't do that. For the most, I'll make a pointed remark, but I don't get into ongoing squabbles with people. It's a waste of time. I say what I want to say and then walk away. So in any case, yeah, so this was a big thing, like people and yeah, there are voices going around. How do you deal with this? Voices going around trying to convince people that I'm evil. And by the way, these are voices from people that I've lent support to and I've tried to help out, and people that I've listened to and backed their campaigns. And they're trying to tell Antonio that I'm evil. It's excuse my language, it's really weird. It's really, really weird. That is weird. What do you mean evil? Yes. What do you mean evil? Yeah. So,
generally from people who have no actual moral, you know, they throw around the word evil because they don't believe there is such a thing anyways.
Well, the thing about Tim Lim is that I told him, like, I apologized to him for those two things. You know, it's like saying that Trump Space Force isn't Comicsgate, even though it isn't Comicsgate strictly. That doesn't mean you're not Comicsgate. It means your book is not Comicsgate because it's political. That's
But
like
do you
what
understand when you say that drives certain
sails
people
away from him.
crazy?
I understand that, but
Okay,
what are we supposed to do? Like we say things, like things have to mean things. You know, you can't just go, okay, so we have a movement that basically is to reject politics in comics, but because we like Tim Lim and Tim Lim is our friend, he's allowed to do these books glorifying Donald Trump and still claim that those books are Comicsgate. It's
maybe.
ridiculous. What do you
I
mean?
mean,
Maybe?
I'm saying
Either it
sometimes
is something or it isn't.
well, I'm just saying sometimes if you cool with people, sometimes you just have to keep your mouth shut and keep it moving. I hate to say that, but I'm saying just to keep the peace because it caused this big fracture in the movement. Like the whole thing with Captain Cummings, all that. That's this whole thing started changing after that. It was like we already are against like the Renfamouses and the SJW Spider, and now there's like 3 or 4 different comics gates now. It's like no, because I've heard people like, oh no, Antonio's with Ethan, fuck him, and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, I thought we were all comics gate, and it's like no, there's my comics gate, and then your Ethan's comics gate is different from everybody else's comics gate. It's like I'm not doing the Caesar, and I'm in war campaign and blah blah blah. Like, no. Yeah, and all this kind of stuff. And, no, some of these people they throw up these weird streams on their cheese. Like it's crazy.
Yeah,
I was like, hey, let's stream for 2 hours and talk shit about Ethan. All right.
I would join.
That's what we were doing earlier tonight.
Yeah, I know. But no, look, wow. Okay. So keep my mouth shut.
I'm just saying, if you're cool with certain, I'm saying sometimes you have to, at least publicly, maybe say something privately. But when you say something publicly to thousands, because there's one thing I have noticed on these, maybe this is that time of the year, but a couple months ago, we used to be on these streams and there would be like 3,500, 4,000 people in here in prime time.
Never. We never got that crowd. We get up to 2,500.
No, the Mike show where with Mike and Doug, we got over 3,500.
Are you serious?
I am serious. We were lit that night. It was like a 4-hour stream, dude. We had over 3,500 people in here. And I was just like,
because Mike and Doug were fighting.
Yeah, maybe that brought it in, but we had it was like, dude,
that was so awkward. I wanted to take those videos down. It's just so bad. But they're probably of historical interest.
I was watching the chat. No, Antonio is not delusional, Dirac, and I was in the chat. I was on the stream, dude.
I would have bragged to Andrea about that. I've seen it get up to 25, and we still do that. I can still get it to 25. You go prime time, you pick the right time, and you pick a topic, and I'm gonna get that in there. But we get to 1,200 just on a normal day, just with no title. Yeah, it does just fine. No changes. But I don't think that. I'm sorry.
You guys had so they had all this animosity and jealousy and whatnot built up around you just coming out and just becoming such a freaking force in the community, and then they just kind of used the poster as an excuse.
Yeah, it was a lot of things all together. Like I put myself in Tim's shoes, and I see what it must have felt like to him. And even though that's just he's when it comes to that, like intent is everything. Like, did I intend to slate Tim Lim? I didn't even know Tim Lim was the guy doing the Trump books. I didn't even know that.
Right.
It's just if you said Trump comic books about Trump, are they Comicsgate? No, they're not. Why not? Because one of the main things about Comicsgate is to produce nonpartisan, apolitical books. That's one of the main tenets of Comicsgate. They can be political if they're subtle, but they can't be partisan. They can't glorify Obama or Trump. It's just not. It's just not Comicsgate. It's cool, you can do it, but it's just not what we're about. That's just a fact. So I understand that hurt his sales. And so I apologized for that to him. I apologized and said, I'm sorry, I won't do that again. I'll be more. Sometimes I answer questions honestly and I don't think about the consequences. and I should just think about the consequences more. I should say, I'm not going to comment on that. Enjoy it. So that's that's that. But it blew up into just factions, and I still feel like I've had Tim Lim on since, and everything seems okay, but I don't think everything's okay. And I don't know what happened with Sashi. I had her do a caricature of me,
and it was good.
And it was good, And then people were sending me like images of things she was saying about, like, Ethan's just pretending to care about Jews because he's got 2 Jewish kids. I was like, what is this? Just like horrendous stuff. I'm like, why is Sashi saying bad things about me? I never got it. I didn't understand. But all I can say is there are people who are stoking. Well, they're making little tribes, making little factions, and it's all based around whether you like me or whether you don't like me.
Yeah.
It's not helping my narcissism problem, Mike. People say not everything's about you, Ethan. That's what people say to get people back on track again. Not everything's about you. Turns out everything is about me. You know what I mean?
You and Donald Trump.
It's not healthy. Stripper named Trixie goes, so it's okay for others to talk shit about you? Of course, I'm a public figure. I'm a public figure, and people are allowed to say whatever they want about me, but I would like everyone to get along. That's what I would like. I can't always get that. And there are people who are just like, well, if we can just overthrow. How would you overthrow Comicsgate? Like, you can't.
No, they don't want to overthrow Comicsgate. They want to overthrow you. That's and I know you say you're not the late, but that's always what it always comes back to whenever anyone has tried to. No, don't you see? Ethan's evil. He's a bad guy. He's a horrible person. And I'll be like, it's always about, if you weren't at the head of the table, everything would be better.
Why?
I don't know.
There was a time when I wasn't at the head of the table. Were things better?
If that's accurate, it's your visibility.
That's what I'm saying. It's your reach and your influence. That's what it is.
Oh, Sashi was angry at you over the Nurkish thing. She backs Nurkish all the way. The Nurkish thing was completely I lost my temper over that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I don't think it is what he thinks it was.
Oh, that was weird. I mean, I watched that whole transaction, and yeah, he just.
What was your impression of that, Mike? You guys saw it because it happened in our public chat.
Yeah, in our chat.
Yeah.
I mean, you were pushing your point hard, but he was just completely flippant about it, and I think it's like, there was no desire to come to an understanding, and he's just like, oh, peace.
Yeah, like, here's what happened from my perspective. I started to get tips from strange people that somebody close to Renfamous or possibly Renfamous had Nurkish's docs, and they were going to dox Nurkish, and they were and something about his Discord server, and they showed me a bunch of Discord server messages.
Yeah, that crap was vile.
Like we didn't show people that, but like this was like his Discord server was a lot of like super Nazi stuff. Like it was like a pile of ashes with semen in it, and it was like, I just fucked my first Jewish girl. It was like just awful, like just vomitous, vile shit that would destroy all of us. If it could be connected to us, and so I said, so I warned Nurkish. I said, listen, 2 things. I'm understanding. I'm hearing that people have your docs. Now, I know Nurkish, and I've known him for a long time. And I know that he takes his privacy seriously. Early on, he was concerned about the things that he would say in his videos. And, that he would get in trouble, get doxxed, and it would ruin his life. Because he said, you've seen his videos, the kind of stuff that he says. So he took his secrecy. I don't even know his real name. He took that very seriously. So I'm saying they have your docs, and they have pictures of your Discord server. And I've seen the pictures of your Discord server. Here they are. And I showed him. And I said, you have to rein this in.
Yeah.
And he said, what for? I'm not Comicsgate.
And he said, I'm a free speech absolutist. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, he said, I'm a free speech absolutist. I'm not going to tell people in my Discord server what they can and can't say. And I said, what do you mean you're not Comicsgate? You hang out with us, you come on the stream, like you're on my channel all the time. It's like people can easily connect me to you. So it seems like people are not going to buy your excuse about I'm not Comicsgate. He's like, I'm Comicsgate adjacent. And that's where that term came up. And I said, I flipped my lid. I said, you have to understand something. I said, they are going to dox you. They're going to call you a Nazi. They have evidence based on your Discord server that you are a Nazi, even though Nurkish is not a Nazi. But this stuff is bad. And then they're going to turn around after they've destroyed your life. They're going to turn around and try to destroy my life with what you're doing. I was like, do you understand that this is very, very, very serious? And he said, so what are you trying to do? Force me to pledge Comicsgate? He said, fuck you. This sounds like a threat. And that was it. Nurkish disappeared. And that is the Nurkish story.
And then he stabbed Cecil in the back.
Yeah, and then a few days later, he said, I'm not going to be doing Cash Grab with Cecil. So, I mean, my thing was...
Drunk stream, they said, because you're too close to Ethan.
Yeah. Because Ethan's evil, and Ethan is trying to... What was I doing? I was trying to gatekeep, or I was trying... What was...
Yeah, God forbid you try to protect yourself from Nazi adjacent. I mean, there's certain people who are Vox Day adjacent who we avoid. I mean, it's like that stuff's way worse. The stuff on that server was way worse.
Yeah, and that was the whole thing. It was like your friends, people who are your friends, are telling you that your negligence is going to hurt them. And his thing was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Free speech is more important than... by the way, people who say they're free speech absolutists, just as an aside, why does that always involve talking about Nazi stuff? Why is that always... You know what I mean? It's like, I'm free speech too, but I don't talk about that. Like, I don't talk like that. And it's like, I guess like that should be allowed, but at the same time, people should be allowed to do that without fear of consequences from the government, but there will be social consequences.
Yeah.
Yeah, when that happened, then you just made the distinction of it's like almost like a capitalist distinction too. Like it's because those people aren't interested in business or money making or building an audience because they're just alienating everyone.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Nurkish was ever like that. I think Nurkish just kind of wasn't paying attention to his Discord and just was kind of like, well, whatever, man.
He made that point that he hadn't even been involved in like 6 months or something like that. It was somebody else was running it.
Yeah. But from his perspective, I was pushing him around and telling him what to do. And then it's like, well, I always hated you anyway. And I was like, oh, well, now Ethan Van Cyborg makes a little more sense. All right. So that's the Nurkish thing. So we lost Nurkish. But I don't think there's anything that we could have done about it. And then Renfamous said, I wasn't going to dox Nurkish. That's not what I heard. Yeah.
That was a win for her.
Yeah, like all these people just breaking up Comicsgate into smaller and smaller fragments. Kitty says, didn't Nurkish leave his Discord server? Yeah, but it still had his name on it. He really should have just eliminated it. I don't know what to do. I honestly, I'm not sure what Nurkish is supposed to do about it, but it is alarming that it existed and it was allowed to get to that degree. It's still connected to him.
Yeah. I mean, why would you want your name associated with anything remotely like that?
I don't know.
Free speech absolutism.
I'm a free speech. It's like that's supposed to be a good thing. It's like I'm a free speech absolutist. That means I just I allow horrible things to happen around me, to be said around me, like horrible things.
Yeah, I mean it was his server, so it was his house, which means he was letting Nazis come into his house and freaking spew the most vile, disgusting things, and not kicking them out of the house because he's like, oh yeah. Like,
And the weird thing about it is that like I end up taking the blame for all of that, no matter what I do. Like those guys decided, after that happened, they were like, "Fuck Ethan Van Sciver, we're gonna go on a campaign against Ethan Van Sciver," and those guys are all over 4chan calling me gay and stuff.
Oh, I saw that. Okay.
Yeah. They have a whole campaign to convince people that I'm gay. Yeah, that's my punishment. That's what I get. Thanks, guys.
Their evidence is that child photo.
It's pretty good. Well, not the child photo, but the teenage photo.
Yeah, the teenage photo. Sorry.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
No, the child photo is just evidence that you are an Oompa
Loompa. Let me read these super chats. Let's see. Brett Favre says he drew all the characters that I knew at the time. Talking about your poster. And Mike Brady says, Ethan, let me interrupt your story to say I'm leaving your chat. By the way, why is your book so late? I'll take your answers off air. Also, tell your super chat fans to stop interrupting me. Bye, Dirtworm Doug. That is, that's, yeah.
Thanks for the money.
Mopey Hornet. Well, that is true. That is kind of the way Doug is. Mopey Hornet, what's your opinion on anime? I feel it's only non-SJW entertainment I can watch or read anymore since Japan doesn't have an SJW culture. Well, I don't know. I haven't really investigated it too much.
Oh, but have you not heard that the translators are SJWs? So they're actually changing the stories to insert stupid freaking left-wing propaganda.
I didn't know that. That sounds like something they would do.
Anime gate type stuff.
Oh. Gojirify points out that I live chatted with Doug Ernst first. That's right. He agreed to do that. I appreciated him doing that. Talking it through. I was pissed, dude. And he calmed me down because I kind of I let off some steam on Doug Ernst, and then by the time everybody was together.
The chat hated him in that mega stream.
Yeah, I remember that. I was trying not to look at it because I was focused, but I would look down and they were like, fuck, dog. I was like, Jesus. Tony Clark says, Uncle, you should be happy. You got strong haters around you. It means great, successful, and good direction. Just run those fuckers over like a speed bump. Well, Sev Devnov, 7 of 9 says, I am the gatekeeper of my mailbox. I am the leader of Comicsgate. Brett Fabre says early CG was the grunge and Ethan came in like Nirvana and put it on the map. Don't hate, appreciate. That's nice. I like Nirvana. Marks, he says, I never liked Cummings videos. I always found his delivery stilted and uncomfortable. I always want to like him. He has great titles, but then when you start to watch his videos, you realize he doesn't know what he's about to say. He has no point. He doesn't know where he's going to go. Never do that. When you have a video, when you're about to make a video, you need to when I'm doing a video where I'm reading an article, you guys don't see it. I go through it 3 times and I get my jokes down. So I read it and I come up with some jokes along the way. And then by the 3rd time, I've got my video with the jokes. You have to know where you're going to go because people click away if it's clear that you don't know what you're doing. Tony Clark says, I'm the leader of Cappuccino and Cake Comicsgate, West German division. In cafes, we critique trash SJW comics and troll. I wish a better year for true fans. Me too. Let's see. James Dean, Creative Conflict says, in Comicsgate, I am now at the head of the table with Varsity Comics. Everyone stop what you're doing and look at me. Sorry, EBS, you had a good run. James Dean, you can have it. Stripper Name Trixie says they don't understand why we're with you. They think we will abandon you if they expose you, and we will walk away from them and towards them. We know you. You expose your heart to us every day. Oh, thanks, Trixie. Brett Favre says Nurkish became the one thing he swore to destroy. Soy. Joe M, thanks for a $1 donation. I appreciate it. Yeah, Nurkish just no, Nurkish just I always got on Nurkish's nerves, and I think I know why. You know, I don't know. Here's why I think Nurkish is mad at me because I made fun of him for pretending to want to become a Christian just to get close to Michael J. Nelson of Mystery Science Theater. That's when he turned bitter.
Is he still making videos?
I don't know. I haven't seen. But I mean, he would go on with Doug. Like Nurkish sent me messages. He was just like, "I want to thank you. If it wasn't for you, like I wouldn't have ever met Doug Knaple or Michael J. Nelson." And I was like, "Oh, well, you're welcome," you know. And then I saw what he was doing, and Nurkish was pretending to find Jesus in order to get closer to Michael J. Nelson. Nurkish is like an atheist.
Yeah.
So I was like, what are you doing, dude? You don't have to pretend to be something you're not just to hang out with a Mystery Science Theater dude. I was just kidding with him, but I could tell it bugged him. Welcy1 says, I see your splinter of Comicsgate as non-political, just anti-SJW. Tim Lim, a pro-Trump splinter. Cummings from the consumer side seems to hate it. Yeah, Liam says, I'm a regular on Samurai Bob's anime podcast, and we're mostly conservatives, and all of us are anti-SJW too. So if you're into anime and Comicsgate, go sub. All right, Samurai Bob. Yeah.
All right, Ethan. I'm out.
All right, Mike, you have a good night. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, brother. Bye, guys.
I'll probably end it too. What is it? It's like 5 a.m. Jesus. Is it Sunday morning at least? At least it's Sunday morning.
It's Monday morning.
Make sure you convince
It's Monday morning.
It's almost a 4-hour stream, I think. Yeah.
Wow, dude. I haven't done this in a long time. I haven't just talked on a live stream forever like this. Mike, thanks for coming on. All right, guys, let's end it. Let's everybody go to bed.
Thanks, Mike. See ya. Yeah, tonight had like eras that feel like years ago. Like, remember when we were talking about words for genitalia?
Yeah. We did a lot. Like we talked about a lot in this stream. It was pretty good. And again, yeah, you know what's funny is just talking about like past Comicsgate. Now it actually does seem like history. It's pretty neat. So anyway, I hope you guys had a good time. 782 people watching. Everybody have a great Monday. Let's start the week off right. Love you all. Love Antonio. Love Narwhal. Love Mike S. Miller and Doug Knaple. And we will see you guys again probably later tonight. All right.
Thanks so much, Ethan. Thanks, everyone.
All right.
Thanks, Antonio.
All right. Thanks.
Bye-bye.